Right, we'll get this started then. And when I have a moment like this, my mind does go back to when I started the Patrician 4 Perfect Hansa, the OG. How many years ago was that now? 3? 4? Jings. Well, I first touched Patrician 4 over 10 years ago, and what a game it was. And I recall my opening to that saying something along the lines of, "This is one of the most boring games imaginable, but I love it." I wouldn't say the same about Railway Empire. I don't think this game is particularly boring. I also wouldn't go so far as to say I love it. It gets, it goes a little bit closer towards the center here. I certainly like the game, and I don't think it's so boring. And it's very pretty. I'm sure there are deeper logistic simulators out there, but this one has caught my imagination. What I want to do now is the Perfect Hansa 2.0. I definitely would have changed that name if we were doing something other than Germany, but since we are doing gross Germany, we're going to stick with it. So what does this mean? We're going to go into free mode. We're going to go over to the democratically elected map choice, which is Germany and the, in big old quotation marks, surrounding areas. And we're going to play the full 1830 to 1930 and beyond if need be. The goal ahead of us is to grow every city to their maximum size. Now, unlike Patrician 4, I don't think this is something set in stone. In Patrician 4, there was an absolute limit to how much you could cram into each city. And you could even go above that limit by using a bug to build outside of city walls. But even then, it would only bump the ceiling up a bit higher, and then you're done. You can't have more. I created extensive spreadsheets to get exactly the right amount of production and consumption in every city to make sure that it would work out just right. And it did. If you know Patrician 4 extremely well, I suppose, you'll know that the cities can't produce everything that they all desire. It's enough to grow them, but they will desire extra things that you can subsidize by going down into the Mediterranean. But the micro was hell, so we didn't do that. I think in the end we just ended up a little short on cloth and probably spices? Can't exactly remember, this was years ago. This one will be a little fuzzier because I don't really have all the numbers, and because there's not a set ceiling for the size the cities go, we'll figure it out as we go along. There's bound to be my days off eaten up by trying to figure out exactly how much we can ship into these places, but let's go to it. I'm going to start myself off in Danzig. It's a little bit remote from a lot of these places, but that's going to make it feel a bit more rewarding when I cross the mountains and get into the places like glorious German Graz, and German Linz, German Salzburg, and German Vienna. Those crazy Germans. What else is there to say about it? Yeah, I need to link up all of these cities, provide them with their goods, move their passengers and their mail around. The only exception is I asked the Germans who watch this channel, which is everybody apparently, which city should we burn down. It was going to be San Francisco if we got America. It's Germany here, and everybody seemed to agree that Berlin really shouldn't exist. That's going to be difficult if a competitor starts or hooks up Berlin, but I will do everything I can to reduce that to, oh good lord, Dissident Tropico. Dissident Tropican actually dumped a dictator there. What a time to do it. What are you calling, Dissident? You have a real knack with the timing there. Whilst you figure that out, I'm going to set up my settings here. I thought about having snowfall on, but it really doesn't look good in the game, and looking good is important to me, so I'm going to keep that off. Same with the travelers, need none of that. I'm going to turn on the Trainiac tasks, though, so we get the biggest, baddest ones. And I think everything else here we're just going to keep on normal. Stealing staff feels like something that I should really turn off. I bet that's going to get really annoying. Incredibly annoying. But we're going to keep it on anyway. That's just going to fuel our desire to kill our competitors. Mergers are on, refunds are on. Great, let's get going.
Isn't my uniform fabulous? I designed it myself.
Even if you do the stealing, yeah, it's going to be horrible, but it's just going to tell us to buy out our competitors. So our choices here.
There's no way to halt the progress of technology.
I'm gonna have to go with the engineer here. I don't mind about the upgrading business costs. I don't mind about the restore repairs, but being able to crank out locomotives with a 70% reduction in cost and do my maintenance buildings. That sounds phenomenally good. So we're going to go with you.
Calculations, time is highly important.
There's some real German level humor going on in these. I just noticed the map in the background. Yeah, they show off gross Germany on the map there, and it changes depending on where you choose as well. Right, I'm going to name this after any German we have in chat. If you're a German, put yourself forward.
The business plan. I know I had it here somewhere.
And you will be the one to take charge of all this. Ah, Worm! Worm is a certified German. Also, he doesn't capitalize his first B like a madman. Worm, what is the name of your company? Please don't put umlauts in there. I can't type umlauts.
You're not seriously considering these other nitwits, are you?
And make it quick, because I don't want to keep hearing the engineer here. Bane Williams pointing out that he's half German. Just earlier you said you were Welsh, Bane. I can't be having any of this. The hamburger Hafen Hallenwerk.
To halt the progress of technology.
Well, we're going to have to conjugate this. The Hafen Hallenwerk. German humor, man. It's no laughing matter. Okay, let's get into it, man. I haven't touched this game in days, so this is going to be... Well, I'm sure we'll get back into it, no problem. Okay, seems that Dissident Tropican is looking into the languages that Mr. Maze comes in.
Rivals. Pay attention to your task list if you want to achieve a higher rating.
Can I just not escape Mr. Maze in my life? This is bad times. Here's our home, Danzig. I mean, I'm pretty sure 99% of people that watch these streams are intimately familiar with European maps by now. But the German map out of all the maps, I think it's the biggest. And it's certainly the most detailed. Go figure German developers would put a lot of love into their homelands here. The south is as beautiful as it is and intimidating. Getting through or round or over these mountains, probably going to be a tough call, but it's probably not a call we're going to have to worry about for some time. Our competitors are over in Hamburger and Kassel, sure, and Munich. And here's Berlin. I need to find a way to torch this place to the ground. I'm not familiar enough with the game to know exactly how to do that, but I'm confident it can be done. So, we're going to start with probably like half an hour of doing stuff before we even unpause, because that's how I tend to do things here. We've got a lot of things to get done. Now, it might seem like I have tons of time, but I believe time travels about 4 times faster than normal when you play on the 100-year scenario. I mean, go figure, it's already January the 2nd, and I didn't manage to I didn't unpause it. Can we perhaps have the chat moved up a little so we can see the competitors are up to on the map? I don't know about that. Nah, probably not. Probably not. If you just squint well enough, you can see through it. Move chat to the left. Nah, tons of other stuff goes on the left. Probably. I'm just going to leave it there. Right. I was told I get my maintenance stuff for free, but I don't get the maintenance station drive-through bit for free. I think it's just the bits that I add on to the stations that I put down. Starting with 1 million instead of like 5 million as before means I can't just completely carpet the place from the very start. But it's worth us getting familiar with what these places produce. Now in this game, all the goods kind of serve a similar purpose, but they change depending on the map. So we've got vegetables here instead of, what was it, meat? For, I think the Americans got the meat. Sausages, I forget what that's instead of, but they have pastries here instead of cider. Doesn't really matter. What I take away from this are the goods that I'm going to need to keep people going. I think they're going to need, out of these, at least 4 of these goods, maybe even 5 to ensure growth. Yeah, it must be 4 then, because they're at 61% with just this. Although the pigs are used to turn into the sausages, aren't they? If I could get wood or grain here, then Danzig is going to start growing nicely. Do they already have those tatties? Yeah, they're already getting that. So I want to bring them in some piglets and either wood or grain. And where's my access for either of those right now? Well, plenty of grain over here. tons of grain being pumped out, 2.7 per month, so I could have that stuff come down to all of these. I'm not too worried about making a mess of a trade network early on. Once I have loads of money, that's when I can really start chopping and changing what we have. Okay, Danzig, Elbing. I should probably link these ones up first, just so I have this corner cornered before I start working my way down to others. It would be really nice if I could find somewhere that doesn't... Okay, you do the pastries. Pastries, that looks like a bread. Well, a piece of bread. And a pretzel. And, well, whatever it is, it sure doesn't look like a pastry to me. In any case, you are going to be eating up pretty much all of that grain. Might be harder than I think then. Regardless though, those have to flow between the cities because you want to get that initial combo of pastries and I guess sausages. Yeah, they do have a desire for the sausages. Yeah, getting these two in is going to be important for keeping my places alive and thriving. Alright, don't know why I feel like hesitating so much in placing the first one down. Probably because it's such a cost. Because I'm trying to think how I can be efficient with my money, but also connect up enough that we're going to make good dosh here. I think I might just single line, but have Elbing with a double line and a yeah, you can have a regular sized train station that has signaling controls, because I'm probably going to feed Thorn up to you and Bromberg up to you. The trouble is, if I want this stuff going along the tracks as well, which I do, oh man, it's not going to be easy, is it? Alright, let's just go for big invest. Oh Christ, no. Never gets any easier, does it? Before I jump into that, right, what can we be given, right? Let's take out the maximum loan, that's the way to do it. Yeah, now suddenly I feel like I've got a whole lot more to play with. My competitors, Miss Pomp, I'm not going to buy anyone out, even if I can. To begin with, that is. Later on I will definitely be doing it. Unfortunately, Franz Hubermüller and BT von Pomp, they're going to love to run their mouths an awful lot, and that's going to be a real pain. I also need to worry about my own shares. I need to buy others just to protect myself there. Greetings. Did Jake pull at least one spreadsheet yet? No spreadsheets today. I haven't got those sorted out just yet. Okay, with a bit more money in my hands, I'm not going to feel so bad about making proper train stations with signaling control. Although I am going to have to cross the waters here, so I can see this getting real expensive real fast. Oh well, such is what we live with here. I'm going to slam you down here, and slam you down here. And I might even have to do one in Konsberg, mostly because you're going to eat a lot of grain coming in here. I can feel it. Regardless, I want to save my money though, so I'm actually just going to give you a small station and hope that that suffices for now. I'll double rail it, but a small station... Oh right, I can't build that until I connect up the ones I already have. So I guess we'll have the top one coming through to you. Oh boy, the costs already. It's a scary proposition. Not to mention the extra railing that we're doing there is way too much. Nah, scrap that. Scrap that altogether. We can do it much cheaper. This game's music and I do not always get on. Okay, I might have overestimated how much I can skimp out on the rails here, or the bridge here. I wonder what would happen if I just did it like... Oh god, that's a lot of it then. There we go. The inclines don't look too bad. Although that cost feels like even more than what I was looking at before. Can we move you along? Just try and save anything? Well, what I save in costs I spend on the incline here. And I imagine our early trains are going to be a little less than great. So I'll just have to tank that cost for now. Bring you together, bring you over. We will indeed have a double rail line going here. Catching. Great. Jake, do you think this Perfect Hansa will have as close to a place in your heart as the original Perfect Hansa? I'll give it time. I have not played this game when it gets to such large a scale, so it's going to be hard for me to judge at this point. Right, what kind of trains do we have to play with? We only have the rocket. The rocket's really bad. It's really, really bad. But on the plus side, it costs us next to nothing to actually use, so can't complain too much with that. Go between Danzig and Elbing and just do everything you can, please. It's short enough that I imagine I'll get everything done between the two without too much bother. Although if it looks like it gets tanked up too much, we will add more. Then we get our train station going here.
A station here? How carefully did you consider that?
Carefully enough. Right, how about I just connect you together, and if we ever see points that are a little too wild, we just add extra points into it and move it accordingly. That seems like it makes almost too much sense. I'm going to move you over here. Oh boy, I should have paid attention to contours here. But I do not want bridges. Avoid bridges wherever possible. They are very expensive. I'm going to double line this because I can see myself putting a lot of goods up and down here. I will use freight and express goods on the same lines for a while. But as soon as I have the money to just spam railings wherever and whenever, I will ensure, there we go, bring it together here, I will ensure that I have dedicated freight lines. I know we're in Germany, but we're still doing this the Queen's way. Dedicated freight lines and dedicated express lines. I do not want to mix freight and express at all unless they are immediately coming into a... There we go. Immediately coming into a station. I have an idea in my head of how that's going to work, but fortunately this game is really generous if you mess things up. Patrician 4 is far less generous. You mess things up there, particularly with city building, you're in for a bad time. Okay, I'm absolutely going to want to ship this grain over, because grain is something that they want in abundance over in Kongsberg, and I might even have Kongsberg connect up with Danzig, even though that's a long way. Kongsberg can definitely provide Danzig with a lot of pastries, so I'll want to do that. And I should just be cranking out as many trains as I have even close to demand for. When do these people want milk, by the way? Milk is not going to be desired until they're at 50,000 odd civvies, so there's no point in me connecting out with cattle. I'm almost certainly not going to need oil anytime soon. When do they want oil? Oil... I can't say that without thinking of Caesar 3 for some reason. There's no demand for it. I think it's only going to be used for automobiles. Heavens knows when they're going to want those. Fruit. How about some fruit? Again, James, they just don't even know what fruit is until they're fairly populous. So it's just about getting those vegetables, those hams, and not even the sugar beets. Just get that grain flowing, I guess. Well, I can certainly flow with the grains. And since trains are so cheap for us because we're playing as the dock, it shouldn't be too much of a big deal to really crank them out here. Trying to think how I want this set up, though. I will probably want it double lined into here. This grain farm is probably going to pump out a lot of grain for me unless there's a really conveniently located grain farm around here as well. And sadly there is not. So it might be an idea to already give this a train station complete with signaling control, given the sheer amount I'm going to want to pump out of here. I don't know, that feels extravagant at this point. I'll just give you a small one for now. But I will double line you to these places because there's probably going to be quite a high demand for you. My buddies and I say there's not a lot of demand for that as a way of saying that something is terrible. Comes from a skit in Father Ted where, I forget if it was Ted himself or Dougal, had to do the milk line because they... What was his name? Who was the grotty milkman in Father Ted? Anyway, he was making a lot of very hairy babies, and he was the hairy baby maker. And one of the lines there is, oh, and this is the UHT milk, but there's no demand for that because it's... Well, they didn't say terrible, but they said something that I'm not going to say in this stream. Still, makes me laugh a lot to think about. There we go, inherently get those, and it means that I can save on the supply places, and simply put one about here, and here. How's the money situation? Oh, the money situation's good, we don't need to worry. I can keep cranking everything out for the time being. Keep people supplied there. Now I want to connect up Thorn and Bromberg. I wasn't kidding when I said there's a lot of stuff to be done before we even hit unpause. Checking the contours here. I think this is going to be a nasty one to get over, but it seems less fierce if we take that route, so we'll go with that. Alright, Thorn. There's wood there, and we do want wood, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. But it might be... It'll almost certainly be cheaper to channel that wood through Bromberg. I might even give Bromberg a signaling control station, because it's definitely going to link up with a lot of stuff down here fairly swiftly as soon as I have the money for it. So let's just spend money to make money. It's the right thing to do. You, however, and Thorn are just getting a crummy regular train station. Alright, yes, they don't like me making lots of these before I link up dang near everything. Now, how's this gonna look? Probably want to keep the left side for if it's going to branch out over the likes of Stettin, so I'm going to use the right side. Let's let the right ones in here. Follow the complete lack of contours. Oh, this is nice, Jings. What an easy place to live. Ooh, now here's a question. How do I link you in here? Do I even link you in there? Can I even link you in there? Kind of. I don't know if the inner circle there is going to be a little fierce. Oh, task completed already. Connect 4 cities. We were given 16 years to do that, and we got it done in a day. That is German efficiency for you. Wonderful. I've spent most of my money now, so I'm going to have to call Canny. I won't be able to connect up Thorn just yet, but we'll get there. I'm just going to crank out the railways after this is good to go. I also need to make sure that I make these go the right way. One slip up on your signaling, if you use Control-Shift signaling to do everything along the way, and you got to delete the whole line, unless you feel like doing each of those one at a time, and I don't. Now, I need a supply tower here as well. Flip it over to that side. And the last thing I need to do before all this is to get myself my maintenance buildings on each of these. Don't worry, we will unpause in the next few minutes. I promise. I better not keel over and die now or something like that. I'd hate to break a promise. There's one thing I don't do in life, it's break my promises. Okay, if they're all connected up, the only thing I really still want to do is bring in raw goods up here. Now I could bring those piggies up, I could bring that up, but my money situation is grim. But the more we spend, the more we make. So, I'm actually thinking of having a double line Danzig and Bromberg. I just don't know how many people they're going to be wanting up and down there. Oh well, we got what we need. Let's make a bunch of rockets and have them fly. Bromberg to Danzig. Do whatever you want. And make a new one. Make it go from Danzig to Bromberg. It won't be long before I replace these, so I'm not even that concerned about cranking out too many and having to switch them around. They'll keep their value. I believe I already made Danzig to Ebbing, so I want Kongsberg to Ebbing and Kongsberg to Danzig, because Kongsberg can get all that grain. New train, a new rocket. The rocket, well, let's have this one first, that's going to be important. Maybe I could clone that train, actually. And Instead of going to Kongsberg, you go to Ebbing, because it's double rail line, and I can definitely feed through this, no problem. Definitely, he says. Yeah, that should be fine. And let's clone that train again, just because all these people are going to want grain, and the faster I get them growing, the more passengers they'll have, the more mail they have, the more demand they'll have. I want all of these things. So with this last one that we made, let's just kill Ebbing and add Danzig. Great, and I think I still need to match up Kongsberg. No, I'm not looking to replace. I need to make a new line there. New train. There's the loco. Here to here. Automatic. It'll always do freight first before it does passengers and mail. But this is good for mixed stuff anyway. Well, insofar as a rocket train can be good. Remember to build... I've built the maintenance sheds. How about 9 hours of track laying with 0 trains purchased, says Anon Finn. That would be the equivalent for this game, but I don't think it'll... Oh, it could easily happen. This is a lot of places to have to link up. Kind of scary in a way, isn't it? Okay, I want to get these piglets going up to Danzig and Elbing, because both of them are going to have demand for piggies. In fact, Bromberg will as well, so if I can link you up, I will make good money off of you quite quickly. The downside is they're going to have all these sausages for export that are probably not going to get exported. I don't know what happens to goods if they're not exported. Maybe they just melt away after a while, but I don't have an answer to that. I want to link up the wood as well, because all places have a demand for wood. It's not a big demand, but if I fill it, then they're going to grow more. But that's all just stuff we need to get ahead of in life. Let's have you... like so. And then link you in. What's tighter? That is tighter, isn't it? Well, that's the wrong side to put you on, for starters. But now I'm starting to think that this might be too tight to bring you in on this side. No, not quite. Well, I'll be damned. In a good way. S-bends are a little unpleasant for me because they're tighter on both sides. Normally you want to get your tightest curve put in first, because then you know the next one's going to be okay. But sometimes it just doesn't work like that. Did I put supply down here? Of course I didn't. Down you go. I better thank the bank for all this money they're giving me. Alright, Rocket, you're going to bring the piggies to Danzig. And you are going to bring the piggies to not Danzig, but Bromberg. Should be good. Anything else I want to do before I unpause? Plenty, but I barely have the money. So, now I finally unpause. We get a lot of warning signs, but don't worry, that's just all the trains. So excited about leaving their stations. Look at this one, packing up with all those pigs. Now, each of those pigs is worth thousands of Dutch marks to me. Sorry, tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of Dutch marks. Okay, I guess the inflation joke is a little old. Security guard. Right, I need to think about what I'm doing with personnel here. You are going to mean more money for me, and I do like more money. I should probably just hire anyone and everyone I can. I should definitely be doing it for things that are going to be heavily in demand, like you. I wonder if... I bet you can super micro it by jumping around your guys and getting the extra percentage and everything, but you better believe I'm not doing that. You're about 100 years too early for that joke. That's okay, this game's going to span over 100 years. Jake, do you need to signal the piggy rail? No, and yes, but mostly no. The thing is, the signals are implicit. You can only get onto this part from a one-way track, and you can only get onto here from a one-way track, so they get it implicitly. That said, it wouldn't hurt to add them, I guess. I could think of a few ways how that could hurt me, like if anything gets clogged up in a signal here coming in, they're going to block this throughput, which would be terrible. But they would just get stopped at this signal anyway, so I guess it's no big deal. Again, I'm not worried about the tracks that I'm laying right now in terms of efficiency or long-term durability for the rail network, because deleting anything in this game is as easy as 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 is very easy. Okay, Danzig grows, but as it grows, the fulfillment's going to go down. Anything above 60% will allow growth, and you can see that in the green arrows. Kongsberg is not growing. Why is that? They would really like some meat, or some potatoes, or some wood, preferably all three. Now, luckily for them, they're going to get meat from Ebbing. In fact, Ebbing's meat is well on its way, I'm led to believe. That is not the meat. What's your problem? Actually, what is all your problems? I wonder if you don't have enough signals. Oh, right, you're waiting for this one to come along. That's good. Oh man, they are really cranking out the pretzels for everybody else. You're getting your grain, but I'm more interested in you getting your meat. Where is that meat of yours? I think I only made one Kongsberg to Ebbing line. And since they're so disastrously slow, I could probably make another one. Kongsberg Danzig, Kongsberg Ebbing. Yes, I'm going to clone that train, and I'm going to switch it out to be like that. So it starts in Elbing and goes up to Kongsberg. That should get that meat flowing nice and fast. Growing the Prussian Empire, yes. One nation, one hairline, under Prussen. Alright, making loads of Dutch marks. It won't be long until I either connect up Thorn or I connect up the wood. And I'm more tempted by the wood than the Thorn, because all these places here have a demand for wood. It's just that bringing it up through the passenger rail line is going to be a bit of a bummer. On top of that, I would like this to split off so I can bring the wood up to here as well. But that means crossing this accursed river again. Which river is this, by the way? Glorious Germans. What river is this that runs just next to Danzig? I don't know its name. I seldom know the names of rivers. Not going to kick myself over it, but I just don't know. That's Vistula, says Thagnus. Very keen on his German geography there. Congratulations and thank you. Let's see, we're looking at... Oh, it's not that expensive to shift this over and make a line. It might seem a little low returns, because that's a long way the wood has to go. Oh, but I could just bring the wood north this way. Could take it over to Blomberg, but north over this river to Thorn. Since I need a line running up from Thorn anyway, it would stop me having any hassle here. Ooh, you tempt me greatly, game. Tempt me greatly. But these nice stations cost too much anyway. That is Poland. What is Poland but Germany, Russia, and Austria? What indeed. 1830. It's not a good year to be Polish, but let's be honest. What is? Maybe I shouldn't make too much fun of Poland. I do want to go back there, and I do actually really like the country. Then again, you know, you gotta take a joke. Right, you're heading back to the cattle place. That's fine by me. The slowdown isn't too much of a problem. Lovely. There was an uprising in 1830. Tell us more, Jared. You have a suspiciously Polish-looking name, after all. Surely you are the authority on the matter. Don't I want to bring these vegetables in? Does everybody have a demand for veggies? Aye, they do. And I bet they're not getting enough veggies up here. Yeah. Yeah, no. The toilets are all sorts of clogged up in Kongsberg. The question is, how do I best get my goods up there? I might have to bite the bullet and have a Y-shaped thing here, because I'm going to want the piggies up to Elbing. And I will want the veggies up to dang near everywhere. It didn't end well. Uprisings seldom do. But, how did it go? Can I just bring you over like so? Maybe it's best to do something like this. And then, considering that you're going to be the tightest one in, bring you in like... Oh boy, there's no pleasantries with this. I can get up to 6%. on the incliner there. Well, down to 6% rather. That might be for the better. Let's get you in. Oh, crikey, that's not where it needs to be. Let's try that again, shall we? All of a sudden, it doesn't look quite so pleasant. But I spot a 7% there. I do indeed. What is your problem? I'm not going to get my parallel track bonus like that, and I somewhat value the parallel track bonus, so let's do what we can. Hey, there we go. Oh, I'm the maker's mark of this. Excellent. Let's make sure that it is signaled up accordingly. Implicitly is good, but explicitly is sometimes better. And that way I can get another train running our little piggies up from Kersting Cattle to Elbing. Wonderbar. But perhaps more importantly, we can start flowing the veggies. And for that, small train station. If I give it enough of a run up, the small train station should be sufficient. There's going to be a lot of tattes that need to flow out of here. But that's okay. If I give it something long like this... Oh, of course, on the return they're going to be empty, so it's no big deal. This will be fine. Don't worry about it. I haven't worried about anything in many, many years. Let's keep it that way. Oh, except that's a little too expensive, but that's okay. We constantly make money, so let's just ka-ching, put that down, and as soon as I have the marks, we'll crank out yet more of those trains. Can you rename the factories? An excellent question. Well, I am in disbelief, but yes, I can. I think I'll go through an extensive renaming program during my days off, but for now I'm not going to worry about it. A lot of people put in names to appear in the games that I play, but I haven't had games that have a lot of renaming potential lately. But now they can be shoved into their favorite train game. Professor, oh god no, points reduction. However, I don't have any point. Well, I have some points. I wonder if I can even buy him then. That's not a good amount of money for what he's demanding though. A funny guy. Maximum speed, maximum speed. It's probably worth getting these people. Even though the maximum speed one seems like a waste of time. Actually, it seems like a colossal waste of time. I mean, what is speed when throughput matters? If you're faster than the thing in front of you, you're still going to have to slow down. Well, I guess it matters little. I'm still going to put you all in. Oh, you're a preserve place. No, I want it on an express line, like Danzig to Elbing. Elbing? Yeah, Elbing. It's already an express line, so we get extra money out of that. Unfortunately, not a lot of people are... There we go. Not a lot of people riding here because both the places are still quite small, but they're up and coming. Even Danzig continues to grow, and Danzig could well be the shining jewel of the Empire. Alright, let's keep those trains going. We need more. We always need more trains. Veggies to Danzig. Danzig already gets their vegetables, but they still get them just by my railway if I institute this, and I institute this. That's great and all, but I need to clone this train. And this cloned train does not go to Danzig, it goes to Elbing. And then we clone that train, and this new clone does not go to Elbing, it goes to Kongsberg, which I already regret only being a single track line here, but I need to invest that money. Can you see the competitors yet? Yeah, we know where the competitors are. They're over in Hamburg. They're over in Kessel, and they're down here in Munich. I can't imagine they're going to be too much of a threat here. They're far away, and I should be able to outstrip them on the money front. But this is my first time playing against them in free mode. I mean, their companies start off worth 50% more than mine, but I think the AI is nowhere near as aggressive as the player when it comes to laying track. That's a guess, though. I don't have anything to back that claim up with. Danzig tried to be a shining jewel on its own. Didn't work or end well. They could have tried harder. Did they think of that? Probably not, because if they did, they would have done it. Something I really like in this game is the production in these places. You can see it building up. You can see how much it cranks out per week. Feels like it's a lot easier to put the pieces together here. Now, sadly, Kongsberg's not growing. It needs wood or tatties or... Wow, it's not actually getting enough grain? It's turning all the grain into pastries. But I make tons of grain here. I just need to keep bringing it over. I think it's weakened by only having a single station. I'd love to dual it up right now. But I'd probably just completely destroy it and replace it with a one with signaling. Okay, random breakdown, random breakdown. I really hope you can research a way for that not to be a problem. Please turn one of those mountainous cities in the Alps into a metropolis. So, that is an interesting point there that I want to elaborate on. You can get cities up to a certain size and then they hit the largest level, and that's like 120 or 100 and something thousand cities. But there's no real top above that. It's only as many goods as you can ship into the city. So you could just cover it in warehouses and 2 4-lane train stations and just constantly pump resources in. So we could... It's not going to be like Patrician 4 where we have a set solution. There's going to be higgledy-piggledy. We could... how would I think to put it? We could have Danzig probably have like 200,000 or more people in it at the expense of, say, Prague here only having 100,000. I don't know though, I'm not equipped with enough information to make those calls, but the more we play this, the more we're going to come to an understanding, and I'm excited at the prospect. I'd also be excited at you actually starting to grow. There we go, they're actually eating their grain now, and that should begin the growth of Kongsberg. They want their veggies and their wood. The veggies will be on their way soon enough. There's plenty of people and pretzels on their way. Good. What are you, though? The preserve. Ah, right, yes, you bring in the grains as well. You should. What is your problem? Oh, yeah, yet more pastries going down to Elbing. It's good, though. It's all money for me, and that money is about to start changing hands. Thorn. Thorn. I want to link up here, but how? Do I have another Y-shaped thing? Do I have you go into here? Yeah, I'll probably have you connect into here, but also out to here from Thorn. As for what kind of station Thorn gets, it seems like a waste to give you one of the fancy ones for now. So I shall just give you a regular small train station. Let's just break Thorn in half with that. And keep on going north. First thing I want to do is to connect you up here with a double line. Try to avoid too much of the worst of the contours. Both of these should be okay. Oh, that's not okay. We are not here to be building bridges. It's not how I operate. Earthworks are far more preferable to the bridges, but even then, I strongly suspect we can do away with a bunch of these earthworks. Just level it out along the way. No need for transgressions. 0, 1, 2. Actually, aside from this little bump here, it's not too shabby. Oh, that's a little shabby. I will indulge in the earthworks there for that. Can't afford it though, but soon we will. And then Thorn is going to run up to Elbing. Now, sadly, Thorn is just making the sausages, and they don't want those sausages because they produce those already. But someday they will. You might want to consider finding some cities that buy meat, since both Danzig and Elbing can't sell much. Both their cities down there produce it. It's like, yeah, I'm aware of that, but most places sell meat around here. Okay, we've got Landsberg, but meat is just one thing. I'm not too worried about selling all that stuff too badly. I'm not desperate for it, at least. Okay, that's all well and good. I might have to make do with a single line for now. As disgusting as that is, and it is immensely disgusting, but I just need to get the money flowing to begin with. Then I can build the second line, then Thorn can be a back and forth, and then I connect up the wood as well. Now, you're not really... Since I don't own the businesses, it's not like I'm making fat stacks of cash by ensuring that this meat goes somewhere. It'll rot and have to be made more of eventually anyway. I just get paid a flat rate per transit regardless of the distance that it goes, and I do believe it is regardless of distance. I take Mondays and Tuesdays off from streaming, but I strongly suspect my Monday and Tuesday is about to be spent looking up every little bit of information about this game. Okay, we could have Adler. Adler's more powerful and faster, but we can't get there just yet. I think I'll go with it. Well, in the end, I'm going to need most of this stuff just to get somewhere. Not even sure I'd want the Adler at this point. It's not remarkably faster, unlike the John Bull. But the thing is, I need the Adler to get that. And that's needed for the... Okay, right, well, I'll get this to begin with. Sure would be nice if I had somebody who would help me out with these kind... Ooh, didn't I spend all my points just there? Not quite, not quite. I'm tempted to take him, but I don't know if my research points would go into the negative or not. As much as the game is growing on me, the variance in load prices and weights is far more enjoyable in this game's competitors. Not sure what that's meaning. Do they go in? They do go into the negative. Oh, well, thank goodness I didn't do that. I assumed if I took it when I was at 0, it wouldn't have an effect. But perhaps that was once an exploit that has since been disposed of. Alright, where's this train of ours? Thorn to Elbing. Here you go. Here's a stoker. The one that has no task. A crafty individual that he is. See, eventually I'm going to want my express lines to have very good staff on them. And since staff seem to come along periodically, it's better that I grab them up early. It's not like they die. Well, I don't think they die as the game goes on. Certainly hope they don't. I got uses for them. 30 loads of vegetables to Elbing. Well, that is actively being done. 8's already gone. We're going to be well ahead of time on that one. Good, good. Do you think this should go down to Thorn? Thorn doesn't get grain. Well, I need to double rail this one before I even consider that. What's your problem? Waiting. Oh, there's a significant lack of signaling here, isn't there? Yes, there is. All the more reason to double track you as soon as possible. Now, there are ways I could get around this, but I still want to double track you. Especially since we know that I'm going to need to freight my way up here. Problem is I can't really afford that. Okay, how about we do this then? There's a signal. That should at least get you moving to begin with. It doesn't, you're still waiting. Is that because the signal is looking the wrong way? Just as planned. Alright, trains, make me money. You should do a Y fork in that track for Thorn residents who want to go to glorious Gdansk. I will. Note that I really don't have the money for that right now, but I will. Where's my money? Come on. Oh, goody. Kongsberg grows. Now they're all getting bigger, and they got more mail and more passengers, and... Ooh, I want that. I want everything I can get, although the cost is a little... Give it to me. If it goes above that, I'm not paying the outrageous things, but I want every bit of tech I can. Tech for money is good, because you can't tech faster.
Are you looking to play with the big boys? So what now?
Now, excellent, excellent. That is now 2 out of 3, because I want to get John Bull as soon as possible. If I get John Bull, everybody else is going to have to suck my fumes if they want express lines. And because it's so cheap for us to make trains, I can make the John Bulls. Is he wearing lederhosen? Yeah, he is. I'll go and check him out here. There's our... Oh, we don't get the big picture of him. But yes, Franz Hubelmüller. Smoking a... Oh, that's a pipe, not a cigar. He looks even better in the Japan one. He's just a sumo wrestler. What's this guy's... Oh, goodness. That didn't look like much of an incline to me, but... Oh, no, you're waiting. Thank God, I thought you were I thought you were actually just too slow for this. Kind of a shame, though. Why would you be waiting on Thorn to Elbing? Ah, that's because Thorn is coming in like so. This only having 2 tracks here is already punishing me. Yeah, this needs to be signaled up. It's causing a real choke point at Elbing. Would be even better to also have a bypass here so that trains that are going past Elbing but not staying in it can get past it. But money is a concern. I'm doing all I can. Down you go. Hey, plenty of mail, plenty of passengers, plenty of dosh. All good things for me. Off you trot and then you get. There we go, I can get my expensive double rail going. Get my signals going so we're not bamboozled by this anymore. There we go, now you can go up and down with relative impunity. Glorious. You having trouble getting up there? A little bit, but John Bull will be able to handle all these inclines with no problems. John Bull, it's going to take 200 to get this and another 100 for you, but that shouldn't take too long. We're progressing smoothly. Time to pay off the loans and re-employ them yet? It's an idea, but it's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to burn on this, which means I'd have to save it up, which I don't know exactly if that's going to be for the better or not, but I'll pass on it for now. Didn't I want to give Thorn some more Downhouser preserved grain? I think I do, but I'm already worried about the sheer amount of people coming and going through Elbing, and upgrading this station is a lot of dosh as well. Also, I'll probably continue to forget this, but these places need and deserve maintenance buildings. Well, I don't need them at all, honestly, but I'm building them. Oh, no, that would be demolishing, but Thorn could surely take one. Thorn is also going to want a supply depot, but I'm going to put it more towards this side so that everybody can take advantage of it. There you go. Ah, my poor money. They're free? Yeah, the guy I'm using here, Worm here, has certain advantages and disadvantages. So repairs are slower, and upgrading businesses is a lot more expensive. But the maintenance buildings are free, which is a great early game saving, and locomotives are cheaper, which is a great forever saving. Let's get ourselves a dominant guy here. I don't really know or care that much where these people go into, just so long as I've got them. So, here you go. The dominant man. Oh, and they work together well. Isn't that great? And since they're so happy, they'll work even better. Good. Right, this is smooth, but it could be smoother, and it'll be smoother if I link this wood up. Wood to everywhere. Now that's a lot of running trains around here, unfortunately. Including, well, going through Bromberg's not too bad a thing. But your wood can go Thorn, Bromberg, Danzig, Elbing. I'm not sure if I want to put it through up to Kongsberg, though. They will have a demand for it, so it doesn't make sense to do, but... How much do we produce? Loads of it. Okay, I really should then. I really, really should. The sooner these places grow, the more money they're going to be giving to me, and that is my favorite kind of money. Given to me. How am I going to connect you up anyway? A little awkward the way I've got this, but I think if I do something like so... How do you want to connect to Thorn? Could we not bring you down a touch here? Just anything to reduce the amount of bridge that I have to do. Good lord, that bridge is pricey. Forget it. Forget that bridge for now. There are other cheaper ways to make more money, which can then be turned into more bridges. Just connect you up like so, preferably as tight as a tiger. Something like that. Now, I would like it double-lined, because this is going to have multiple trains going through it, but that might be a little bit too much to ask right now. Yeah, that's something I want to do, but likely can't anytime soon. So for now, let's just get ourselves a locomotive going. Bromberg do get their wood, so it might be better to shift it over to Danzig, who do not get their wood, and their fulfillment is a little low. So first things first, this rocket. And I don't get more money for taking it to Danzig, but I want Danzig to keep growing. As big as a house. The river is narrower, a little to the right, Jake. Oh yeah, covering all of that. It'd be better just to take this tiny bit. Or this tiny bit. Yeah, I'll have to look into that one. Alright, onwards to Danzig. I could make a small bypass and that would work out fine, but I want the whole thing. The more I have to change these things, the worse. Ooh, this is nice. This is very nice. The head office is the best place to fill up, in my opinion. You get global bonuses, and global is good. A carefree security guard, that is also quite good. I'm going to put you on a freight train, because I want more money. You should be able to pay for yourself damn near immediately with this. Fun fact, the John Bull was built in Newcastle by the Brits for the US rail expansion. That is a very fun fact. I really like it when people bring in these facts of things that we see in stream. Brings the whole experience alive, in my opinion. A little worried by how little you're bringing between Danzig and Elbing, but it's also good because it means the stuff is going to continue to hold capacity for quite some time. What would really suck is if I could be bringing in more, but I don't have the trains for it. I'd just be leaving the money on the table. And that is something I do not like to do. Now let's get this other train going. I can barely afford you, but barely affording is still affording. Get you going, and get you maintained. And thank goodness signals are free. Could you imagine if signals were not free in this game? There we go. I could even run you up to Elbing. Elbing wants wood as well, and I want Elbing to grow and grow. Another engineer. Well, sadly I am horribly in debt, so no engineer for us just yet. Assign your other employee. I have someone unassigned? Ooh, tell you what I don't have assigned, my Adler.
Sweet! You have a new toy.
Hopefully people don't steal my toys. I have everybody working. What are you talking about? Alright, I'm still in debt. I can't be buying you. Can we ride with one of the crappy trains before you replace them? I'm having to wait for money right now, so I don't see why not. Let's have a wee ride along. Now, from our glorious modern perspective, we look at this and think, oh, boring. Pretty sure that kids have toys they can ride that goes faster than this. But at the time, this must have been phenomenal. So I look at all this stuff that we previously had to take by horse and cart, and now, with only a minor, massive infrastructural investment, we can chug it through. Must have been amazing. I'm kind of in awe. I think this is why trains are so awesome. Well, no, why trains are so cool is because they're awesome. They truly inspire awe. I can run faster than this train, says Jared. Yes, perhaps, but can you run faster hauling 8 tons of wood? That's quite funny. Could have at least used the German Empire flag. Probably the best flag they could have that would fit for, well, a lot of time frames of Germany to fit in here. Not all of them are going to be kosher with the German market. How does a meat cargo look like? Well, here's our meat wagon. Let's ride along with you as well. That's not a good view. Let's try and get a better view. There we go. Our wee piggies are inside here. Or at least I think they are. That looks awfully empty to me, doesn't it? Sadly, this is as far I can zoom in without actually attaching myself to the train, but doesn't look quite right, does it? Right, tell you something else that ain't quite right. I did not build a supply tower for you. This is starting to get a bit daft on lack of expansion. I need more. This wood, did I send it up to Danzig? I did. Do I send it up to Elbing? Yes, I shall. Let's get ourselves that loco. Still on the rockets. I'm not going to bother with the Adlers for a while. Oh, while we're at it, there was a new applicant that I could get, right? Let's not have you break down. And let's set up that line here to here. I would like to tell them to fill to 100%, but there'd be a problem there. It could be that someone here is sitting waiting for a full load, and it's not waiting because it needs it produced, it's waiting because it's needed. And that means it's going to wait ages for these guys to drink through their supplies, all while trains are queuing up to feed the others. Wouldn't be a problem if I had 2 or 4 tracks here to fill up in the station, but there's no way I'm spending more than 40,000 Dutch marks on big stations for rural producers. No way, no how. I definitely could have made this part cheaper. Yeah, but the incline would have been rough. And these trains, well, look how it struggles with this minor incline here. You can go get the new train. Yes, yes I
Call that a
can.
new locomotive? Does it have cannons as well?
Cannons? Oh, don't get too ahead of yourself here. Okay, JB, I want to replace every loco with you. That's a lot of locos. However, the previous speed that we were going at on all of our locomotives was a paltry 22 kilometers per hour. We're bumping that up to 32. To make matters better, tractive power is more than doubling. Acceleration is increasing. The passengers are slightly less happy, but screw them. Reliability stays the same. Maintenance requirements go up. Consumption goes up. I don't know what consumption is. It's tuberculosis, isn't it? Anyway, all of them are getting changed out. Now let's ride along with one of these. Every new train we get, we will try to ride along with. Hey, this one's going to be going pretty fast. It's on its own. Well, it's not carrying anything, but look at that machine go. Picking up some real speed. Must be so much fun riding on one of those. Jake, overall this game seems too easy. Thoughts? Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Women and children on board, downhill, and with a tailwind?
That's what we're going for, man. But was Patrician 4 difficult? No, it wasn't. You just make endless amounts of money. I don't think gaming minds do difficulty all that well. But maybe that's not what they're going for. Not every game has to be an incredibly ball-grinding challenge. Sometimes it's fun to enjoy a relative sandbox to play in. I've been told that some of the scenarios are quite difficult, but I'm not really willing to go and test that out, because I tried Britain, it was not fun, and that's the end of that. Thorn, you're giving me difficult thoughts here. I really want to upgrade you, but I shall pass on that for now. There's a lot not to like about this. How tight can we make you? It's not too bad, but I still feel like we're causing ourselves more trouble than we need. Well, that is hardcore, but no thank you. How about something like so? Not that long a bridge. I mean, I hate building bridges here. Well, not entirely. It's cool, but it's expensive. It's really expensive. Get you turned around as fast as possible and get over that bridge as soon as possible. 85k. Now that's a reasonable saving over the previous 5, 8. I think the John Bull can handle that kind of incline, no problem. The trouble is, I don't actually want you going into Thorn. I want to bypass Thorn. So trying to link you up there is actually doing me in. I should have you skeedling up to here. Or rather out to here and then making a thorn, but making a bypass through thorn. Let's redo this then. Well, it's already more expensive just doing it that way. Oh, crivens. It's not too shabby, actually. I'll bring you in, get you in on this. Bye, money. I love you, money, but you're gone now. At least I can enjoy a sweet parallel bonus here. There we go. As soon as I have the money, I'll get that done. And then wood will then make its way up to Elbing and to Thorn. And it'll make its way to Elbing in a healthy way. Okay, good. You're waiting for someone.
The human body isn't designed to travel at such speeds.
I think they're saying that because I got express lines and they wish they could have express lines. I said there's a bit too much waiting going on there for my liking. I can check my list of trains, see if any of them are currently express lines. Oh, well, they're not. Maybe because I share too many freights with express lines. It's not a big deal, though. I don't know the bonus you get for express. It's probably very good, but it's also not mine. Is it possible to do building a bridge from one end of the map to the other? Yep. We could... Oh, I don't want to end the... I'll look at it after I've built this this track that I'm currently building. Also, notice on the minimap my competitor's expanding. You've got the breeding, you've got the Munich, you've got the Troll. Why are you getting Feldspar? Do they really need Feldspar in Munich? They won't... there's no demand for it. I don't even know what uses Feldspar. Mysterious. But also Mr. Hamburg is moving his way into Schwerin. I'd really like to cordon off Berlin. But it might be better if I don't. If the AI gets to it and builds it up, then that's just going to be more work for us to tear it down, and that I'm okay with. Okay, so let's say we wanted to go across all the waters. How could we do that? We could make a huge bridge. We could go all the way up to Denmark if we wanted to. Well, actually, we can't go there, can we? Trying to delete that. There we go. There we go. There we go. Could go all the way up there. It would currently cost us 12 million marks to do that, so I'm not about to. But it's possible. Now there's some poly bridging. But we're definitely not doing that. Let's make no bones about it. Not happening. I could do something like, let's say this area gets too busy. I could actually set something up going over the water here. If Kongsberg really needed to get to Stettin, and for some reason all of this glorious real estate was taken. I can't imagine that being much of a concern for the Germany map. Maybe it would be more so for the Britain or Japan map. You know, the islands that they are and all that. Thorn, you already have good access to wood. It's probably a waste to bring it to you, but it's not a waste to bring it to Elbing, and potentially even Kongsberg. Kongsberg want their wood, don't they? And I can give it to them. I and I alone. It means another going through Elbing, which I don't like doing. Ooh, mediator. Next successful auction goes down by quite a lot. Don't think it'll be worth my while, though. Ooh, Danzig can also almost get a new industry, but there's almost no way I could afford that. So you're heading up to Elbing. I'm still on the fence about going up to Kongsberg. Not least of all because it's already getting clogged up here. Their big demand for grain is almost disquieting. It keeps going down. They keep turning all the grain into pastries, which I then export, which is good. But it tells me that Kongsberg might benefit from a larger station. And I don't have the money for larger right now. It's only 10% premium to travel by expense. Well, that's not worth it. What a shame. Oh well. It is as it is, so they say. I need to make sure these things are implicitly signaled up. Explicitly, rather. It wouldn't cost a lot to move this in here and get you connected up with the wood line now, would it? And it's not like this thorn track is going anywhere else. But after this, I want to save up and get myself some bigger loans so I can really catapult myself forward. I want to link up new towns as fast as possible. Excellent. I don't need to signal this if they implicitly get their signals from here. Interest due on bonds. Blech. Right. Danzig, you've grown a bit. Do you want anything new? Oh boy, do they want new stuff. They would like wool, beer, sauerkraut. Wool, beer, and sauerkraut. Well, the wool is right here. And Ebbing wants it as well. So I should... Oh man, I just said I'd save up the money, but now that this opportunity has arisen, I am unable to say no. How am I going to connect you up then? There's the single German hamlet that doesn't want beer, right? Do we have any Germans in chat? Now, this is a safe place, feel free to admit it, but are there any Germans in chat right now who actually don't enjoy beer? And I don't want to hear from those people that just say they don't drink alcohol. That's not liking beer. It's a trap. Don't. Europa Universalis claims that they don't. See, I thought it was just something you would all inherently enjoy, but I'm open to being wrong in the matter. I'd best to connect you up. Would it be better to connect you here? I wouldn't want to clog up the line so badly that it reaches down to there now, would I?
What is this station good for?
Expanding my cities to be far, far better than yours, I'll have you know. Didn't I just say I was trying to save up money? Listen, saving money is spending money. There we go. Now I'm getting this going to Elbing and to Danzig. Also, I keep forgetting, but these maintenance buildings are free. Yeah, I think they all have them there. Loco, John Bull. Oh, it's so nice getting John Bull as fast as we did. It's because we won that that auction, you know? Now, does Danzig already get this wool? They do, and I'm not surprised that they do. However, I can bring them more wool. And Elbing surely doesn't... Oh, Elbing also gets wool. Well, it doesn't matter. I can give them a lot more. Let's get stoked. You want a stoker? It's fine. It's easy enough to move them around after I get them, so this isn't a problem. See, Worm's coming in saying he likes cider and Guinness-like dark beers. I mean, I don't like beer. Every time I come across a new beer, I do try it in the hope that someday I'll find a beer that I enjoy, but I've never drank a beer and thought, this is nice. I have drank many, many whiskies, though. Some have been terrific. Some have been whatever the opposite of terrific is. The worst one I ever had, I think, was a 3-year-old drink. It was damn near crystal clear, and it tasted like bacon water. And if you think that sounds appealing, oh, let me tell you, you don't want that out of your whiskey. Oh, God, no. Right, I can build up, but I don't have the money. I would be better off just buying it out later. It'll cost more money that way. But money later is less valuable than money now. Also, I have a feeling that would have gone better if I'd signaled this up explicitly. Okay, good, it is going the Queen's way. Thought for a horrible moment that I'd done that wrong. Right, you clear that signal, this one gets going. And what's your problem? Why are you taking forever here? What are you even waiting on? You're waiting on the Rosen Manor to Danzig. There's Rosen Manor. You're waiting for Rosen Manor to Danzig too. Why do I have two of you going to Danzig? You go Rosen Manor to Danzig. And you go from Rosen Manor to Danzig. That must be a mistake. Did I not make a Rosen Manor to Elbing, which is probably what the other one should be? Wait, 3? What the heck? How did I do this? How and why did I do this? I wanted those vegetables to go to Elbing and probably Kongsberg. Oh, you do go to Elbing. Oh, Jesus, they inherit the name. Oh, that's not good, right? I don't want to clone my things anymore. I do not want to clone these now, knowing that. How do I rename you then? Because that's not what you do. Also, you telling me that there aren't signals on this? Yeah, okay. That puts a bit of importance on signaling. Should make it a lot easier for you to move on then. You can't... What? How in God's name can you not... Yeah, you can rename rail lines. What are you talking about? Marvin doing me in here. It's Rosen Manor to Elbing. I mean, this is a feature in Patrician 4. If it wasn't here, I would be just... I wouldn't even know how to feel about it. Where does this train actually go to, though, truly? It goes to Königsberg. I see, I see. Good, much better. Yeah, it seems that you can do it on this, but you can't do it from here. I'm sure that makes sense in a way. Now, back to what I was thinking about. You go to Elbing and to Danzig, that's good. This place probably wants wool soon as well. It already wants wool. It gets wool, but Elbing is getting really choked up now. This is bad. I want to expand it. And I will expand it as soon as the bank gives me another generous cash injection. Hit that ugh on your Swedish keyboard. Ugh, no. Work gave me a Swedish keyboard and I said no, I'd like an English keyboard please. And then they gave me an American keyboard. And then I gave up and just brought my one in from home. That's what I should have done from the start, truly. Conductor. Transportation and mail. Good. Then I certainly want you on an express line between... well, any of these that really do express. Like Danzig to Elbing. Very good. Get conductive. Yeah, look at this choke point. It's not good. But here's how it's going to work. I'm going to go to the bank. I'm going to pay off my loans, take out bigger loans, and then use those loans to fuel my everything. Wow, the Firefly looks good, but attractive power is low. Not that low. But I could use the Derwant for freight and use you for express. Just feels like a bit of a waste to get you. Train tracks reduced by 5% for 300. That's not good. We don't know about foreign workers until we research them. Oof, British keyboard is phenomenal. Any programmer I've ever spoken to has confirmed that, and if anybody's going to know the right ones, it's them. Ooh, well, that's a lot of money to headhunt, no thank you. Oh, but if I don't buy them, maybe somebody else will. I don't know if the freelancers are pooled or not. Maybe the tips and tricks will tell me about that. Personnel, freelancers. It doesn't necessarily say that they're shared, so I'm going to bet that they're not. Okay, bank time. Banking activities, pay off loan, take out new loan. It's quite a bit larger than the last one. Use it to pay off the other loan, and to take out a new, even larger loan, and suddenly we are, as they say, in the money. So I'm going to expand this station, and just like that, it should have much greater throughput. I could make a bypass, but I'd rather not if I can avoid it. And I'm also going to enjoy myself a new John Bull Loco. You're going to take this all the way up to Kongsberg, because I know they want it. And now I need to think about linking up other towns. Did you want the milk, or is that a much later thing for you? No, but you need clothing. Sauerkraut, all sorts. I'm not going to go with industry here, though. Fruit? You want fruit? No, no, they want sauerkraut and beer. The Germans are very adamant about this. Sauerkraut and beer. Sorry to have bothered you. Probably best to make my way down to other locations. Especially ones that can mutually help each other out with, yeah. Meat and pretzels. Oh, and there's Potsdam for even more meat. This could be a really good chain that we have going together. Posen, Landsberg, Stettin. I do, however, need them connected up some way, somehow. So, I have plenty of money to do a whole bunch more train stationing, but I think I'll pass on it. A small one should suffice. Just going between each of them, it's not great, but I can upgrade them later on, and I'm quite certain that... oh, and there's this. I think you have to connect them up to your home.
Well, everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah, they're not having it unless I connect it up to the main line, which stops you just driving out and taking over every city. Right, how will I do this then? Heavens knows I have the money, but that doesn't mean I should squander what I have. It's very flat around here, though. Oh man, building, at least until we get to Stettin, is going to be wonderfully flat. They got wood around here that they're all going to desire as well. He's thinking. Posen might be the better one to get double up on, because they'll want those vegetables and the meat coming in, and more people coming in from Lisa, and then you can connect to Landsberg and Stettin. That's what we'll do. Excellent. Better than excellent. It's not half bad. I rather like how the game doesn't excessively punish you for forgetting something. Can feel right like a real slap in the teeth. Let's take a game I really love. Caesar 3. Did you forget to build temples? Okay, well, everything's going up in fire.
Well, everyone has to start somewhere.
Did you forget to build a doctor's place? Well, enjoy horrible rampant disease. It really punishes you for mistakes. But this game doesn't. Now, maybe that makes it seem a little easy. To which I say, is that really a problem? And maybe you say, yes, it's a big problem. And then, okay, well, fair enough. The bank's loans are not going to carry me quite as far as I'd hoped they would. That's a shame. I might just have to do this one a bit back and forth between here and Bromberg. Laying tracks is expensive. Jake, how do you get elevation lines to remain permanent on screen when building? They're not permanent. They can't... Wait, maybe they are. I feel like they appear when I put my mouse over it. Where'd they go now? Oh god, now they've disappeared, haven't they? Anyway, there was a setting in the... well, settings for contour lines. Options... contour lines on. Maybe you have to do it like so. Okay, yeah, that makes them appear, right? They appear around where your marker is when you're laying down track. There we go. Marek Vasny was triggered into the chat by mention of Caesar 3. And they say, do you know how to submit a Caesar 3 file on Haven and you forget to zip it? It still gets uploaded or not? I don't think it does. You've got to zip it up, or else it will completely fail the upload. That's how I remember it. Right, I have connected the wrong sides here, but that's okay. It's free to make mistakes in Railway Empire. What a generous game. What the heck else was I building up there? Give me track. There we go. And just to be clear, that works. Good. Well, since I managed to burn almost all of my money on that, I'm going to get to my free maintenance building and set up a new locomotive at JB. Post to Bromberg. It's only going to do express goods, which is a bit of a shame. But so be it. I'd be better off connecting you to Landsberg so that Landsberg can get that sweet, sweet meat and shift the pastries. I'm going to try for that actually, because I think it's going to be worth a lot of money if I can make it come together. So a small train station will have to suffice here. And if I'm fortunate, it'll be able to reach over to here without any fuss. It's a lot of fuss, but that's because of bridges, and that we can sort. Then the next question is, do I want the upper or the lower part free? And the answer is I want the upper part used. There we go. Some of this is just excessive. We don't need these bridges. Never need these bridges. Thought these Germans knew how to be industrious. Still, even with that and the earthworks and things, it costs a bit much. But fortunately, we make money. We make good money. And every time we keep building up, we make more good money. What are you uploading to C3 Heaven there, Marek? I scratched my Caesar 3 itch really deeply, so I don't feel an overwhelming desire to come back to the game yet, but it always comes back. Max speed? I'll take that. Again, I'm just taking everybody I can, because I'm pretty sure later on I'm going to find myself very short on them. Hopefully I can eliminate the competitions before they buy up all of my my employees, though. How are we doing compared to our competitors? We managed to grow to be the largest of them all. Unfortunately, buying them out is a little beyond our budget. We owe the bank most of what we have. Did I put a supply, a fixie thing here? I didn't. There you go. But a supply tower is another thing I'm going to need on both of these. Haven't double lined them either, but let's just get the supply tower going before we forget. Forgetting is something I'm very good at. Buy money, but it's needed, otherwise the trains slow down massively. And what can we research? Now, keep in mind there are... Wait, where's the other research? There's meant to be another research page. It's a shame, though. I don't like the fact there are two research pages, and the fact that they don't combine into the same innovations, but this is okay. I do want to get the Derwent. Power is nice. Applicants are nice. Tunnels I don't care about. I'm gonna want Derwent, but I don't need it right now. I'd rather just use the John Bull for my freight. But I need the innovations to get Firefly. But by the time I start doing Dedicated Express, I should really start having Dedicate. No, I think John Bull can keep us going for quite a while longer, actually. If you stretch fast to get something, you should make it last for a while before making the next big stretch. And that's what I would do for Le Continent. I don't know, Le Continent is Express. Ah, the Jenny Lind. I could actually take this upper path to get myself to the Jenny Lind. Oh no, I could go for the Odin 222. That's very expensive, but a remarkable upgrade from the John Bull. And then you can keep me good. You'll probably do me... I can probably ignore the next big step up and then save up to go for the Iron Duke. That sounds like what Born would go for. So yeah, we'll take this route. This route will do us just fine. You require an unlocked neighbor for this area, yeah, but that's going to cost 700 innovation points. 700 innovation points, which we will get. The research seems to be a combination of both. The migrant workers usually on another page. Well, thank goodness for that. All the more reason to play free mode instead of scenarios. Very basic cabins there for our pretzels. Slowing down because I didn't give this thing the greatest of track to go through, but it's okay. Ooh, an accountant. Yes, please. Successful auctions reduced massively. Give me that. Every time I want to buy something, it's going to be an auction, which means it's probably going to be a pain. Danzig is still growing, which is good news for me. Especially good news because it means that I'm still able to transport passengers and mail from there to other places. I do have Danzig to Bromberg, right? Danzig to Bromberg, good. It's currently being serviced, but that's not a problem. And I have Posen to Bromberg and Landsberg to Posen. People who play the likes of Transport Fever might think it odd that we don't do, say, a direct line from Landsberg to Danzig, but the distance of your haul doesn't matter. Not at all. You'll get the same amount taking these sugar beets to Landsberg as we would all the way up to... What? Do I want the Derwent? I do want the Derwent. Any unlock is a good unlock. Yeah, if I can get it for money. Oh, that became more expensive because somebody bid between me. Don't steal that bid. It's going to make it expensive for me. Yeah, the Derwent is there gone.
A bit slow. I have already bid.
There we go. Now, I didn't get that because I'm desperate for the Derwent. In fact, I'm anything but desperate for it. But it's another unlock that only costs money. And as you might notice, we make quite a lot of money and not a lot of research. Sauerkraut business is up in Danzig. Thanks for the heads up. Now Danzig is in desire for more vegetables and salt. Question is, where's the salt? Eyes peeled, folks. We need the salt. Also, isn't eyes peeled a really disgusting turn of phrase? Could somebody who knows languages other than the Queen's English give us a better turn of phrase for keeping your eyes open or just generally being observant? Because eyes peeled is horrible. I think this is the best thing we're going to do for salt. I didn't want to take it because it's so close. I get the feeling that Danzig is not really going to get a lot of sauerkraut made. The salt is just too far away. But it means that this industry might fail and offer itself to me at a knockoff rate down the line. Yeah, salt near Posen is nowhere near enough for me, sadly. Now, next goal is to connect up Stettin with Landsberg as well. Now, this is a great bit of yin-yang. It takes the pastries over to Posen. By the way, I can't rename these cities, can I? That would be hilarious, but no, I can't. Landsberg to Stettin. The yin-yang of bringing the pastries here and the meat back is going to help them grow. And when they grow, well, it's good news for me. Now, we must grow yet more. Actually, don't I also want some wood and some... Yeah, I want those piggies coming over to Posen. That is money on the counter for me. Are you going to want veggies as well? Yeah, everybody eats their veggies already. This is much more cost effective, actually. In fact, I'm wondering, could I get you both with one of these? I bet if I had a regular train station, I could get both. And I can. Ooh, that is tantalizing. Yes, yes it is. Okay, I'm going to save up for that. Thank you, bank. The second one, much closer to that one, next to the pigs. If you're talking about this is feldspar, which I don't think people are going to want mixed with their vegetables for sauerkraut jingo rhythm. But you do you. You eat whatever garbage you want. I've almost got those vegetables over to Elbing, which is good. The annual profit, we're a long way away from. When do you pay back the loans? Never. I only ever pay back loans to take out bigger loans. It's the correct way to play. Surely some feldspar will make them grow some hair on their chests. Poor Germans. Well, I'm sure at some point consuming feldspar was on the table for Germans. It's the wrong way around to have you. Spin you right round like a record, baby. Wow, once upon a time, meat spin was peak humor. Right, let's connect you up. Getting the piggies in and getting the vegetables in is good money. But I'm probably still going to just have one train going, because I reckon one train will keep you well supplied. Which means I only really need one bit of track, don't I? Yeah. Yeah. I would like signaling control on it as well, though, because eventually one train will not be enough. And I'd rather be ready for that than not. Not being ready for that really kicks. Not in a good way.
A station in the middle of nowhere? This is a non-starter.
You're welcome to your opinions, but they're very wrong. There we go. If I get this done, we'll be in the even more money. Don't skimp on the double line, Jake. Better sooner rather than later. No, not really. It's not needed right now, so why spend the money? And I'm leaving myself with the ability to make it. It's not like I'm denying myself the ability to cram in more lines here. Far from it. However, one thing I would say is that I should certainly signal it. There we go, then you can go both ways, no problem. Okay, Loco, I'm still sticking to John Bull. Derwent is slower, more powerful, sure, but I can't handle the slow. Jing's already top to lucky most days. There we go. Now my German cities should be growing a whole lot better than the AI's. Okay, Hamburg is growing. Or maybe it started big, hard to say. How about you down here? Oh, good lord, they're doing good for Kessel. In fact, Kessel is producing the much coveted beer out of hops. Damn, those Germans, they thought of everything. West Germans at that. Frankfurt up Main growing... Okay. Hopefully underestimating the AI won't be my my end here. Munich's looking so-so, but they've brought a long line out to get in wheat, and Nuremberg's looking okay. You forgot to set the warehouse. I don't have warehouses. Nor do I plan on having warehouse. Wait, I built a warehouse? Whoa, what? I went down to the first thing I saw was signaling control, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted train station with signaling control. Thank you for the heads up there. I really do appreciate that. I bet that isn't going to connect. Yeah, figures. There. Ooh, too close for comfort. Did I set up that train? Or did I delete that train as well? Hope I got the money back for that train if I did. Will you go for hub setup? I'm going to have to go for a hub setup. There's no way I could supply such a large place without it. Don't know how I'll hub, but I'll figure it out. The train's gone, isn't it? You never set up the train. Oh, well, that's convenient. But now I can't afford the train. Carefree Stoker. Not that the speed of this thing's going to matter much, but I guess I'll throw you down here just to have you around. Come on, game, I want that money. There we go, that's enough for a JB. Here's your Stoker. There we go. Bring in pigs and veggies here. That's going to make the meat. The meat will be brought to here, the pastries brought back, and they will mutually grow off of each other. Although, Potsdam seems a little underdeveloped here. What's the problem? No... Oh, you should be getting your pastries, and that'll be enough to bring you up. I don't know why you're not getting your pastries. Look, they're bringing loads of pastries right now. What's your major malfunction? Auctioneer's a waste of time. I can't actually think of any use for them. I'm actually completely bamboozled at how they have 0 pastries. I mean, I'm certain it was being brought over. Hey, there we go. 2 tasks down. Now you might ask, what's the point in these tasks? None. It's completely pointless. But it will make me feel a little better when I get it done properly, so there's that at least. Alright, here we go. Bringing in all the veggies that they could need. Kind of overflowing them with vegetables, because heavens knows they don't need all this. Now they got 3 in the city. Now they got 8.9 in the city. That's going to last them for a while. The pigs, on the other hand, they really chew their way through. But at least the pigs get exported to Landsbrook. They got eaten on the way. It was a long train ride and all that. 8 tons of pastries? Alright, man, that money is actually piling up faster than I know what to do with it. I do want to connect Stettin, though. That's a given. A small one should do for now. Stettin should be able to mutually grow with Landsberg. In fact, since Landsberg's being... Wait, how is Stettin growing? I don't trust any city that can grow on its own. There's wheat here, though, and I'm going to want to bring wheat up to all these places. It means I need to get huge. Oh, that's a thought. You're going to need a lot of wheat. You currently barely get any coming in. So should I double you up already? It would be expensive, but if I brought in the wheat and doubled the rail here, the wheat could go to Posen and Landsberg, and then I could just generally get wheat flowing here. Bromberg doesn't get wheat either, so there's a lot of money to be made distributing the vast amount of wheat that comes from the Merganthill estate. It's just that it's gotta cross the river. And I don't like crossing German rivers. I don't like crossing Germans in general. I get mad. Now, there you are. I'm going to wait till you arrive before I annihilate that station, just in case it does bad things for me. Use the goods map mode. Check where a city gets a certain good from. That is quite helpful. That is very helpful, even. No, they're unhappy because they don't get it. They are happy, but it's still in red. Consumption per month is shown. Interesting. Well, at this point, the consumption as such isn't a problem. The priority right now is making lots of money and connecting lots of cities. Once I have lots of money, then I can make an extensive network, and then I can really start balancing the books on what is produced and what is consumed. Tell you what will really be consumed is my life by this, though. The channel might just become Rune Factory 5 and Railway Empire for a few more weeks to come. Combined with a weekly one-shot, of course. Well, there's Dominions, but there won't be Dominions this week coming. I need that Saturday to myself. Mostly to write up well, I guess it's not a write-up because I'll be streaming it, but I'll be doing a pre-analysis of the stats that we get from the channel survey, which is live right now, by the way. I don't have it in the title anymore because I imagine anybody that comes to this channel regularly has seen it already, but it is live. There we go, that's the money we're talking about. Now, before you load up on all those sausages, let us destroy Landsberg. Someone out there has uttered those words before, I'm sure. And then let us set up a more efficient train station with signaling control. I like these so much more than non-signaling control. These ones you can just upgrade and get a full large one with signaling control. Now, I'm under the impression that signaling control does introduce a bit of inefficiency, but I will take that inefficiency over having the tedious micro of deciding which station terminal every train goes into. That sounds like a colossal pain in my rear end here. And I'm not up for those kinds of pains. Should it be top to top? Yeah, top to top. There we go. And I'm going to want you coming together. Then again, that's not worth paying over the odds for, and it is a lot to pay over the odds for, when I could instead link you up to either Stettin. Just how many of these things do you produce? Plenty. I'd make more money going back and forth with Stettin and you than pretty much any alternative here. Stettin, do you get meat? Or piggies, rather. You do get piggies. Good enough. Then I'll connect Stettin up first. Simple small train station for now will do. And yes, I know, I'll build the supply thing, the maintenance shed in just a moment. Maintenance. And more maintenance. Oh no, there's no limit on when you can say you started watching content. I'm expecting a fair few time travelers. Questions like that are really good for me though, because I can find the people that put in joke answers, and people that put in one joke answer usually put in a lot of joke answers. So what I do is I just filter those out. I put them to the bottom. I still read them. It would be it would be impudent to set them aside just for that, but unless they seem like the rest of their answers are genuine, I just have them filtered out. And this one might seem a little blasé, but I also take all the answers that say people are 13-year-old girls or absolute geriatrics, and also filter those ones out because they are probably taking the piss. Now, maybe, just maybe, I'm getting rid of some genuine answers that way, but somehow I think overall it's a better deal for me to look at it that way. There we go. I'll have that up and running shortly. Oh, I'll have it up and running already. God damn, this money is flowing in just almost too nicely. Right, now here's the $50,000 question. Do we like immigrants or do we like powerful locomotives? 5% on all our construction costs is going to add up really fast. But if I dilly-dally on this, I'm going to stop getting new applicants as much, and I'm going to really eat into the power. And I'm going to be somewhat forced to go for the Firefly, even though I don't want it. I want to take the Odin route. So although this should make me a lot more money, I'm going... well, a lot more. I will save money that way. I'm going to go for the more economical innovation approach here. Power pays off. Well, I'm going to go with that then. Yeah, especially if you find yourself really struggling to clear heights. But struggling is not something I plan on doing. This is Germany. They don't know struggle. Let's get JB up and operational. Stettin to land. We already rode along with the John Bull, didn't we? Yeah, I'm certain we did. Yeah, I remember. I remember the setup. We definitely did. No suitable freight. That's bad news. Why would Thorn have no suitable freight? This is Thorn to Kraus Forest Ashes. Or Isles. That's because it's very close by. That makes sense. It would make sense that Thorn would have trouble getting much of that. So, rather than have you waste your time on that, I'm actually just going to delete this train. Well, I'm going to sell the train. I get almost all of the money back, so no biggie. And Thorn will be a little undersupplied in wood for a while, but look, they got 50 weeks worth of wood there. I don't have to worry about that for some time. Random breakdown, not a problem. It also cuts out my need to add a supply depot along here, which I didn't want to do anyway. I believe there's a supply depot there. Is there anywhere else unsupply depoted? This is probably unsupplied. No, there's a supply depot there, surprisingly greatly. And you here could do with a supply depot as well. There we go. Not skimping that much. Professors are a trap. Reducing my points just for giving me money. I make plenty of money, Professor. Professor. One game that I haven't had on the channel and I really want to have on the channel is Professor Layton, but nobody's put forward a Professor Layton challenge. How in God's name do you need to... Oh, you're waiting? Ooh, I don't like that. That's a significant lack of signaling causing that. I mean, you're waiting for Landsberg to Posen? Yeah, that is caused by my terrible lack of signaling. I'm just going to give them these crappy signals until I have the money to have routes going both ways. That should make you take off. There we go. Did I say double signaling? Well, that still works, but I meant double tracking. Transportation of mail, get. Now you will probably become an express train down the line. So here's your dynamic conductor. Whatever dynamic does. Professor Layton, better known as Nancy Drew's grandfather. Have you played all the Professor Laytons before? No. Not all of them. I think I played all the ones on the DS, not all the ones on the 3DS. Oh, you're still waiting on this? That ain't right. Right, I cannot forgive myself this egregious lack of double lining. Get all the way up there and stop causing me problems. This is making me actively less money by focusing on double lining this much, but it just feels more right. Also, if I could just see one of these, I can make sure we do it the right way. Again, wrong signaling just once is really bad, so don't do that. Also, oh, can't do it for one that's in use. Even on signals? Seems excessive. Double lines are the best lines. There we go. A latent marathons in the car. I don't like to overuse the marathon button. I don't like overdoing things in channel in general. I think it cheapens the experience if we have marbles every day and trucking every day just because people say I want more marbles and trucking and marathons. Just call canny. You'll enjoy it more if you don't have it so regularly. Okay. Did I actually put down all these signals? There we go. I don't think all of them went down last time I tried to do that. Let's get rid of these. Hopefully they're not in use. Not in use and not in use. Great. No refund for them because they don't cost money. That is good. Oh, and I have to do it here as well. There we go. Because it treats both sides of a supply tower as segregated areas when it comes to that. This isn't double lined either. I'd like to change that. Hopefully it's not too much of a bother for you right now though. Poznan grows. Oh, I'm doing good with Germany. Or, well, let's kill the chat for a bit. Mother Prussia grows. First will fall the North Germans, then the South Germans, then the very far South Germans. And bring back chat. I've been watching some of my really old stuff lately, like my really old stuff. Let's just leave it at that. And not having the chat on the screen is really weird because it feels like I'm talking to nobody. Or just talking to myself. It doesn't seem right. I thought Candice taught us all what overdoing it means. Look, I still rewatch those Candice runs. Candice was brilliant. I mean, it was horrible, sure. A lot of people suffered. But, in a way, isn't that all what we're here for? This place is full of monsters who enjoy the suffering of others. You know, while I'm at it, I'll get this double lined as well, just so I'm not sitting on any errant single lining. Other than this, but I don't mind a single line going from a forest place. Random breakdown, not unexpected. You might even say it was expected. Oh, this doesn't get supply towered, does it? Let's change that. It might be a very short route, but it's still going to need supplies. I even get a single signal on here. There we go. And again, finish it off here. Doesn't want me to signal here at all. I don't know why. Is there already a signal clamming things up? No, well, it's not important. Or at least it's not very important. What is important is all this sweet money flowing into my coffers. Give me a personnel office. Giving me new applicants. Well, that's nice. I do like more applicants. I'm so glad signals aren't a mainstay of the genre. What are you talking about, Bane? Our competition's doing fine. They're leveling up their cities a bit more than I expected them to. Kessel's up to level 3. Now, for reference, We're doing very well at growing Ebbing and Danzig, and they are also at level 3. Ooh, Lederhosen! I'm not sure if it's specifically Lederhosen, but it is clothing. Do they have specifics for Lederhosen? No, well then the clothing is a Lederhosen. Anyway, it's being produced, and it will be in demand in Danzig, so that works out well. Do you want clothing? No, everybody up in Kongsberg is naked. But not for much longer. If we can continue to grow Kongsberg, which we're struggling to do because we're not giving them... They're not getting leather? They would surely get leather from Ebbing. Does Ebbing have a route up to Kongsberg? Yeah, there is Kongsberg to Ebbing. And there we go, they're actively loading up with leather, so... Not a huge problem, but surprising. This map has almost no natural obstacles, mountains or such. It certainly has them down here. And although they might not look like a whole lot, just check the contours here in central Germany. Yeah, no natural obstacles, right? Getting over these is a variety of different things. It's very expensive if you tunnel through them. It's very taxing on the locomotives if you try to snake up around it. And it's certainly very taxing on the length of the journey if you just go around them. Yeah, I'd call that a natural... I'd call this a whole lot of natural obstacles. But, what do we know? Maybe Slippery Squirrel knows more. North Germany is quite a bit flatter though. I mean, Jings, by proxy we're flat thanks to our proximity to Denmark. They just exude flatness. Starting to think I couldn't cram some of these pigs and veggies up to Stettin at this point. I'll do exactly that. Here's a new loco. Get ourselves a JB. JB, go from here to Stettin, please.
Hello there. I'm curious as to who can read the numbers better.
It's me. Now you shouldn't be curious anymore. A reporter, eh? Ah, that doesn't seem like it's worth it. Reduce the passenger volume for 10 months by 50% for one of your competitors. Not worth spending my money on, I would dare say. I'd rather invest my money in making myself better. Being loaded. You know, I can't help but feel we could do with a second one of you. How long is this journey of yours? It's 10 weeks. 11 weeks. More than that. What's the 11-week demand on what I'm trying to bring you in Stettin? The 11-week demand on piggies is already going to be too much more than that, so I actually need to clone this. Clone train, get it done. That'll be more than worth it. I don't like going through these places, as I've mentioned before, but we're doing it anyway. Ah yes, German railways, built with British locomotives and British designs. Not to mention British direction. You can choose which way they flow, but the Queen will come up and rip my thorax out if I don't do it her way. 23,500 civvies are going to want some sheep's wool. You're getting everything else. This stuff should grow up nicely. Thorn and Bromberg do not grow currently. Why is that? Lack of wheat and pastries. The lack of pastries is actually a bit damning around here, because I don't make too many of them. You've got them for export, but these guys nibble them all up. If one of them here grew enough, I could have more exports going. Or, if I get a lot of wheat into Landsberg, and I've already double-tracked this up, Landsberg could bring it to Bromberg, and even Thorn. Bit of a trek, but also a bit worthwhile, because I could make a lot of money from shipping all the necessary pieces for this. Yeah. Wheat's back on the menu. Except for this very expensive river crossing. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Yeesh. Just when you thought EU4 had the worst river crossing penalty. These contours are unpleasant as well, but... Well, this is why we have strength on our trains. Oh god, that is pricey. But just think of the money, it's worth it. Isn't there a wheat farm right next to Thorn? To Thorn. Oh, right, Thorn. Yeah, you're Thorn. That's a hop farm. So no, it's not. I must have missed that wood, though. How many places is this wood thing supplying? Elbing and not Elbing. Wait, am I sending 2 of you up to here? They both seem to have the same name, but Elbing shouldn't need that much wood. Yeah, you're to Elbing. And you're to Elbing. Why are you to Elbing? I don't need 2 to Elbing. I want some to Kongsberg. Although there is wood here. That is kind of weird. It's kind of very weird. I think I'll just get rid of you. You're... No, I won't get rid of you, but I'll change you up. Don't go to Elbing. Go to Kongsberg. What do you need for clothing up north? So the clothing is just needing wool and leather, and they get both of those. So they'll produce the clothing, no problem. The problem is the demand for clothing is probably only in Danzig right now. And the demand isn't going to be that high. Still, it's money for me, and I will transport it back and forth. Another bleeding professor. I wish they'd go away. He wants all of my research points, but I want my research points to get Odin. Odin. Anyway, how about that train line of mine? Oh, we're in business now. We are really in the business now. Trouble is, and it's a big trouble, I do want it double lined. Which means I need to spend all that money again. Almost all of it, at least. Oh, well, I had the money. How fortunate. Now, why did I want that? That's because John Bull here is going to take wheat to Landsberg, lots of it, because they're going to need a lot of it. It's going to take about 3 weeks to do 8, and their demand for it is... well, that's stock. Their demand for it isn't that high, but that's okay. It's better than okay, it's not half bad. Give it that, I'll give it a supply tower when I can, but not yet. I'd rather get the wheat going to Posen, and do you want wheat? Of course you want wheat, so I'll bring wheat all the way up to Bromberg. Even though there's wheat here, this is a bit too choked up, and I don't yet have the comfortable finances to make it better. So another John Bull. Bring wheat to Posen. And I'm going to stop cloning and shifting things, because if it doesn't change the name, I'm not happy with that. Makes it way too confusing to keep track of what's actually going where. There you go. That shouldn't have any problem heading up there. It's all signaled and all good to go. And the supply tower goes down. Now what I really like here is the more I build up, the more I'm making the money, which allows me to build up faster. This game snowballs really rather well. I think things only start really choking when you start tapping the limits of what you can move around, and you need to start moving towards buying up businesses, which are incredibly expensive. Now, Stettin also needs wheat, and this thing should create so much wheat. Yeah, 5.5 per month. Wait, 5.5 per month is only like 1 per week, isn't it? Why is it showing me per month there? I thought the game generally worked in weeks. Oh well, what do I know or care? I'm still going to bring it over to Stettin, who grows, but if it wants to grow more, it's going to need more. That's not the tightest one, is it? This is a tricky one. This never quite seems to work the way I want it to, but I'm sure we can suss you out. One of these will work. That's almost certainly... well, I mean, that almost works, but it's... actually, that's kind of what I need. I was thinking about putting the wrong one to the wrong one there. Now I realize that I was a fool. Great, those Y-shaped ones work well for me. My concern is that into the late game, this is taking up way too much space, but I will tear these down and fix them up as I need. John Bull, you know what needs to be done. There we go. Outside the line, inside the line seems to work most consistently. Yeah, the tightest turn and the less tight turn. It's just often I forget which is tighter. Keep saying the word tight, it stops sounding like a real word. Okay, how are we doing compared to our competition right now? Oh, we are storming ahead. But we don't have the capital to take these guys over just yet. I'd love to kill BT Von Pomp just so we don't have to listen to her. Actually, killing any and every of them would be great, but all in due time. These sugar beets, when if ever are those needed? Oh, you want fruit and brandy and milk? Danzig's a powerful grower, and we have the fruit right here. I don't think your demand for it is excessively high, but it's high enough that I can make money off of that, and money I shall make. Just a wee train station, nothing fancy, and it's just going to go straight into to Danziger here. In, out, no messing about. It's kind of a shame to do it like this, but doesn't change the fact that I'm doing it like this. Get a John Bull Loco that goes from here to here, and it only goes when it's full. There we go. Very simple line. It's not going to make a ton of money, but it's going to make money that I wouldn't otherwise make. I also want the milk coming into Danzig. Do you want milk in Elbing? You do. Oh, and you want the fruit. Well, that complicates matters. Oh boy, this is starting to get messy. To the point where I kind of want... No, I already opened you up quite a bit. So it's not going to be a big deal if I have major throughput. Okay, change of plans entirely. I think I'd double line you, and we certainly don't need that. Well, actually, it's no big expense to double line you. It's really short, it'll be... it won't be a problem. Actually, forget that. Did I actually pay the money for that? I need to check this. If I add a locomotive and then come away... Wait, I don't get the money back? What's the train doing? Do I like have them sitting around or something? The new lines are in the left-hand oversight. What? Signals near Danzig, Jake. Signals near Danzig? I'm trying to find out what happened to those trains that I made and didn't give lines to. I guess that's you. Right. So can I select this and just get rid of the train somehow? How do I get rid of these things that I haven't actually... I guess that's it. There we go. Okay, good, so I can't get the money back. Hope that covered all of them. You bought them, you got them. True that, but I sold them, I got them back. No take-backs. No, I think we got the take-backsy. Right, John Bull, I have a particular thing for you. I want you to do that. And I want you to make sure you're... actually, that should be fine. I'm tempted to make another line through Ebbing just to open this up a bit more, but it shouldn't. Since Ebbing has 4 stations here, and the utilization 89, 89, 89. Okay, heavily utilized, but I'm sure they'll manage. But I do want to bring this milk over to Ebbing and Danzig. It's just money asking to be made mine. Ooh, not to be confused with actual money that I now don't really have much of. Lisa, did I not notice you there? Yeah, probably not. Sounds like something I wouldn't notice. Alright, swell. Hello there, Jake. Choo choo for the perfect Hansa, says Louise. Why, thank you. I do hope that we get something resembling a perfect Hansa. Ebbing has grown faster than Danzig. Ebbing stands at 60,000 people and still has good fulfillment. Probably because it's close to the milk. But is there anything else you got? It's 60k. A demand for sugar beets. I see. I see. Also, what is this? Interesting. Why is there a problem here? You want to go to Ebbing, but you can't. Probably because I forgot to signal you. Ah, because I put these things in, didn't I? Yes, yes. There you go. Enjoy that. That should sort out all your signaling issues. Groovy. Now let's connect up that milk. Love how fast the money is coming in at this point. Do you want milk, Coinsberg? You just refuse to grow. I thought I was bringing you wood. No, just bringing you lots and lots of wheat. Which ain't too bad. See, the faster they grow up like this, the faster I can make a whole lot more out of them. More goods sold. More goods freighted. It's kind of a shame, in my opinion, that the goods are all of the same value. How do I want you coming in, by the way? That's a bad place for you to be, because you'll clog things up if you ever stop for a drink. But not sure I can do much better than that. In the end, you need to get onto these one way or the other. Yeah, probably better if I have you connect up at this point, then... Not liking your position right now. But thank goodness it's so easy to change. Hell, I can even destroy their own milking yards here. And that's good for me and bad for them. I missed the Plinky Plonky music already though. Bring it back, please. Get explicit signals going. And now, I think a single line as well because we'll do both of them because the milk demand won't be sky high. They're not Finns, right? They don't drink a gorillion gallons of milk. I can afford 16 weeks between deliveries here. So New John Bull will handle this just swimmingly. What's your take on the warehouses in this game? They're fantastic and I'll be using lots of them, but I don't need them right now. And I will segregate warehouses with their own dedicated freight lines. Right now, it's okay to share express lines and freight because they use the same train types, and also I can't really afford to have dedicated anything lines. Run for profit, of course.
My headhunter has just helped you to reduce your staff costs.
You're a real pain, you know that. But I don't know who was taken. I can really see why they had an option for turning off headhunting. It seems like a colossal pain in the rear end. Right, construction cost of tunnels seems like a waste. I don't intend on building tunnels unless I can truly avoid it. So let's ignore that, and of course get ourselves a new engineer. Where he's going to work, I don't know, and I honestly don't care. I'm just wanting to throw them onto my trains, so that I'll have them later on when I have super profitable routes that I want to max out. So there you go. Now, if it even ever comes to that, who knows, but I want to be ready for it. Everywhere appears to be growing, as they should, except for Bromberg and Thorn. I thought I had you guys taken care of. What is your problem? Lack of wheat, but again, I thought I had your wheat coming in here. Ah, the wheat is on its way, no need to worry. But Thorn is a different beast altogether. Thorn lacks a lot of things. Yeah, no pastries and no wheat means no growth. I could bring wheat from the preserve down there. It's a very high level. And I reckon it would do fine at that. And because I put in the extra 2 stations in Ebbing, it shouldn't be too much of a pain for you to do that. So we'll do exactly that. It's a bit of a hoof. A bit of a hoof? There's a better way of saying that. Ah, seems about right. Bit of a hoof, but we'll get you down there. Here's my other question. Kongsberg, are you exporting all these pastries? Because maybe you could bring some pastries to Thorn. Or maybe Thorn could start its own pastry business. I don't know. I am quite certain there's going to be some extensive Excel sheeting to be done to figure out the correct allotment of industry for all of my cities down the line. And that will excite some people. Most importantly, though, it excites me. Hey Danzig, do you want to be bigger? You're hungry for a lot of things. Yeah, go on. This one's on me. Oh, it's not on me. It's on the bank. This is causing a bit of a clog up here. Danzig demands many things, but doesn't have the stations to see to them. So as soon as I have the money, I'll upgrade it. And then I'm going to start saving up for bigger loans. We've expanded so much that we could almost certainly have bigger loans by now. But this is good. Now more people should be able to come in without problems. All these Germans will make me thirsty for a beer. So Germans, what are your favorite beers in chat? We found some fake Germans who claimed that they didn't like beer. Now I'm curious to hear of those that are true nationals, what their preferred tipple is. Tagen Seer Helis Echbaum Export. Ooh, connection bonus. And I was just eyeing you up for connecting you up. Not German, but a Berliner Kindle is a wonderful Pilsner. The word you'll learn about here. Should you be your own dedicated feeder into here? It would be a waste not to make use of this line. I think what I'll do is I'll have you come in to here, and that way I can have a Y set up for if and when I need sugar beets down south. Although there are sugar beets here, so I guess you wouldn't be needed down south. But it's expensive to send you up there. I reckon I could just bootstrap you into one of these without any real fuss. Or if I had a larger station, I could just have both of you covered. Oh, that does tempt me. Not a lot. Oh my god, a large one could get all of them. A regular one could almost get all of them, but not quite. You're returning right now, aren't you? You are. Okay. I think I'm going to destroy you. Yoink. And then it's time for a regular train station. With signaling control. Let's not get too cocky now. Should try to avoid having it any other way. And just like that, fat stacks of dosh. Connected up to the wrong side, though. It would be better connected up here. Less fuss. But again, the game does not punish you for making changes like this. Probably does in Trainiac mode, because there's no active pause even when you're building, but forget that mode. I am no Trainiac. By the way, does that train that I had here respawn now? I thought it would reappear. Maybe it shows up on my train list? But with nothing to do? No, although I've got some rail line that I apparently didn't make. Huh. So are there no trains taking this route? Or did I just delete it entirely? I think I still haven't figured out exactly what happens in those situations. Maybe I should have read what it said. Maybe I should read it like reading this. Ooh. I don't want to make more work for myself. Right, doesn't matter though. No, it does matter. Where was this even going to? No, I'm sure it's fine. This is all... I want to send it up to Danzig, and Ebbing probably also wants sugar beets by now. Yeah, so if I just make a train for each, we'll be good. Maybe 2 trains, since they do consume it, don't they? Well, maybe 2 for Ebbing, since they're going to consume quite a lot of sheep's wool. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, Loco, John Bull. There to there. Do it. Clone it. And then make a new one. John Bull. Again, we're just running on John Bull until we get Odin. Up to Danziger. And we're good. There's routes with only 1 location in the name, really. Like this one? The post-send to nobody? And that probably means that I could just delete the locomotive. Let me check that route first, though. Oh yeah, it's just posting to no one. And bye-bye train. Can I sort it by waiting time, then? Oh yeah, I've got one of Danzig to nowhere. And that's always concerning. It's hard to... Oh my goodness, even more concerning because you have some personnel. Okay, I'll unassign you and just delete the train. Staff, waiting time, engine type, length of route. Oh yeah, because here I've got an Elbing one that... Wait, what? Ah, right. You're finishing this off, and then you have nothing to do because you have nowhere else to go. I see. Well, that's okay. We got it sorted, and they're nice new fancy trains for them. Spies are good. Spies are great, even. Give me that, and go and spy on... Oh, cribbins, I don't know who's who, do I? Go and spy on Jacob Schwarzenberg. Worth the money. Money for tech? Great. Hopefully you get it done properly. What are you up to, Cattleman? Here's a stoker. This incline seems to really hurt people who have to slow down here. That's why I'm looking forward to getting Odin on the go. Odin's got a huge power increase. And the cowcatcher will also help us out. Do we not use cowcatchers on trains anymore? Doesn't feel like something you see so much now. And if not, why? University is the main way of getting more research points. Yeah, they are, but they're going to be very, very expensive. Speaking of expensive, I should soon be able to take out bigger, better loans. The company has grown a lot since my last loan increase. Oh, yes! Yes, we stole a 300-point value research innovation. We have stolen foreign workers. Now all our train tracks are going to be even cheaper. I'd probably make money by deleting my tracks and putting them back down, but I'm not going to bother with that. Random breakdowns, a staple of the game. Now Danzig isn't growing, which bothers me. Ebbing has slowed down, which is acceptable. Oh, a bakery in Bayreuth. No, I don't want that. You see cowcatchers on trains here in Canada. They're mostly used to clear moose off the tracks. Ooh. You have to worry about free-range cattle or buffalo getting stuck under your train. Any modern trains will plow through deer or anything smaller without second thought. Really? Who cleans them then? Probably the cleaners. Good to see Posen growing. Not so good to see Landsberg and not growing. What's your problem? Lack of vegetables in your diet. Well, I have vegetables right here. I could just send them over. Wouldn't be any big fuss for me. I thought I did have a line going to Landsberg. I don't, though. I've got 2 going to Stettin, but not 1 to Landsberg. Well, I think we'll be changing that straight away. There we go. Now they get their vegetables and continue to grow. Bromberg still isn't growing, though. It needs wheat and or paste, and I could have sworn I was bringing wheat up there. Yeah, the Murgy estate goes up there for certain, but just seems to be... Well, in fact, there's your wheat right now. Start growing, Bromberg. Quit your complaining and eat your wheat. Market Crier, is that the good one? No. However, that's a lot. But is it worth it? I could ship a lot more out of Ebning with that. I feel like Ebning already ships out a lot of stuff. I'm already packed up with passengers here going to Danzig. It's hard to get a good idea if you're shipping all of the passengers and things needed. Will Jake become a model train guy when he gets older? No, model trains don't appeal to me. I like trains, but I don't think I like trains any more than any sane person does. They're cool and awe-inspiring, but it's pretty much where it ends. Oh, I could take the 300 route or the 400 route. 500 route. 500 is going to take forever, but I do want the cowcatcher. But I really want the Odin. Sooner I get the Odin, the better everything's going to go. Much as it pains me.
It's a scrap heap on wheels.
He says that, but he's going to be getting it himself soon enough. Okay, right, can I finally talk to the bank about these meager loans they're giving me? No, a little bit longer. Ugh, because I unlocked that, that's endangering my express lines, but it shouldn't be a problem. I love the outfit in the guy, it's great. Passengers and mail are also necessary to grow a certain town, and every town provides those. Also true, but we are shifting those around. Whenever we don't have enough goods to pick up, we will pick up their mail and passengers. And later on we will have dedicated lines for that. Oh my days, you struggle so much. Oh boy, getting the wheat out of there is pain. Unless you're stopping for supplies. Oh, they were stopping for supplies. Well, it's going to suck to be them. Can't wait to get the Odin. The Odin's going to make my life a lot better. And it's only half a year or so away. We're getting conflicting arguments here. Passengers and mail have 0% to do with city growth. I find that believable. I mean, why would it have anything to do with city growth? Right, I want to connect more cities up. Lisa should be connected up with Poznan by now. I should have a double route coming down this way through Lisa. And maybe even down to Breslau. Because Breslau has good access to the wheat, and the wheat must flow. The wheat means pastries, the wheat means base growth, the wheat is just king. But, you know what else is king? Going to the bank and convincing them to give me more money. Please do, by the way. Yeah, that's good money. I'll use said money to pay off my other loan. I laugh at the idea of 22 grand in interest, and I say, by the way, give me another big-ass loan. Oh, free money. It's not free, but we turn it into more money than the interest could ever dream of costing. I feel like celebrating with a regular train station with signaling control. That way we can go through Lisa. Now, Lisa's a bit of a joke place here right now, but I have a feeling it's going to be a real up-and-comer, just because of its connection to Breslau. And oh my, I missed you. I missed you there, Oplin. All the more reason I want you doubled up. You can go south into Breslau, stay the course to Oplin, and be even a throughput for wheat. Well, no, this wheat could probably just feed these three quite happily for a while. I'll make that 4. Ostrov is down here. God, man, Germany is a bigger place than I thought. And I already thought Germany was pretty big. I have 2 maps on my bedroom that show Germany. Reminds me of a funny conversation I had with a friend of mine who may or may not be tuning in for this. We were talking about...
Everyone has to start somewhere.
Oh, shut your trap. We were talking about streaming, and he said, "Yeah, you're not really at much risk unless you of getting cancelled or whatever the term they use these days is. Deplatformed. That's it." He's like, "Yeah, your business would be at risk if you got deplatformed, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's not like you're a secret Nazi." And then he kind of trailed off on that one because he realized, one, he was sitting under a gigantic flag of the Holy Roman Empire, peering into my bedroom where I have a poster up of the German Navy, complete with angry-sounding German terms for how their navy performs. I laugh thinking about that. I worry that someone out there won't find it quite so funny. Great poster, by the way. It was given away and signed by the team behind the Kaiserreich mod for Hearts of Iron 4. I think I'll have you further down. There we go. Should be A-okay. Alright, this is getting a bit clogged up now, but I'm still adamant about the John Bull, even if the Firefly looks to be considerably faster. That lack of tractive power is not good enough for me. It's Odin's or bust for me. Changes made? Okay, sure. Right, how's this working out? A main double line coming along here that goes through both of these should be fine. You make the pastries, you also make the pastries. I just love the signaling control too much. I cannot say no to it, no matter how I try. I'm not trying that hard. Now let's try this the way that I don't normally do it. Connect it up like so, and then try to add points to it to make it better. I'm going to give plenty of space to that, because I'm likely going to want to connect up to it in new and interesting ways. Okay, that seems outrageously expensive, but we've got all the bank's money we could ever need. And we are, of course, going to double rail it up. Because what's the point in having money if you don't casually waste it like so? Oocha bugger, and this is just for express goods. I think Ostrov is going to be a single line track for now, because I have very little reason to do more. Oh no, there's porkies there that need to move through. Oh, that makes my life more tragic. Right, well, I'll tell you what. First up, we'll train station you in, so you can join up with us.
A station in the middle of nowhere? This is a non-starter.
Well, that should be good news for you then, shouldn't it? This isn't good, because I want it going out into that direction as well. So how do I make this work? I mean, I'd need to have this come in as tight as possible, and that is not tight enough. And then somehow bring you out to here. Pretty happy with how that works. I've already managed to spend almost all of my bank money on this, and this is not going to very quickly get the money back, because it's not really great freight, is it? It's not really freight at all, but it's what we're doing, so too bad. The sooner I get into these towns, the sooner they're going to grow, and the sooner they will contribute towards the rising and thriving Alemannia economy. Glorious. Salt near Ors. Yeah, I don't really feel like going to such great lengths just to produce the sauerkraut. Oh my, Danzig is actually suffering a severe pastry shortage. Between the pastries and the wheat that they're not getting, Danzig is failing to grow, and Ebbing is leaving them in the dust. I really need to get more wheat over there. I mean, what's the problem, right? Surely the preserve... Do you actually bring your wheat to Danzig? Oh, well, I think we've found the problem. I never brought the wheat over to Danzig. Really? Not a drop of it? Let's have a look at the goods. Flow of goods, wheat. You get none of it. Dang. Okay, well, let's fix that and many other problems. John Bull, still nice and cheap for me. Get over to Danzig, please. I wonder if I accidentally destroyed that at some point then. Thorn's still good on the wood. They're still growing a little too slowly for my liking, but they will grow. Same with Blomberg now that they've finally gotten the wheat. Speaking of the wheat, keep those John Bulls flowing. John Bull there and there. And a John Bull here to here. And it's going to be an expensive one where I replace all the John Bulls with Odins, but I will. Odin's going to be a big step up, I dare say. You two get going. And you get going. And do I bring wheat to Posen? Well, they have wheat, so I'll give that as a yes. And the only thing I'm really worried about that I didn't give them was supplies, which can be sorted out right now. I need one over here as well, so I need that money to keep flowing in. One thing I think, this game really doesn't... Oh, no, I did put one here. This game doesn't feel like it has a lot of expenses. In Patrician 4, your businesses would really rack up the... Oh, come on, I don't have the money! Give me the money, go, 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 I need that dosh. 65,000. I mean, I don't want this, but I want it. Always, always I want to pay money for technology. Because technology points are just so slow to build up.
Say, are you a bit slow? I have already bid.
Why does she say that when I won the bid? I don't know what she's on about. Also, I completely forgot what I was about to do here. I think it was set up another supply tower. Seems about right. Is there a reason you only link 2 cities / farms to the train? Why not a few cities? I just think it works better this way. I might be wrong, but I like to keep my lines direct. It also makes it a lot simpler for when I have to overhaul everything, and I will have to overhaul everything. Also, it's going to make it easier to segregate express lines, city to city, from freight lines, which will be first production facilities to cities, but then production lines to probably warehouses. She means slow in terms of IQ, which is unfortunate. What? I bought something that she herself wanted, and I'm daft for wanting it? She makes no sense. Right, I want the wool around here now, which I could oblige with. Wasn't there wool down here? Bit of a trek. If I'm going to make any trek, I'm going to make a trek down to Orlov here. And Orlov is a cheap man, and he only needs a cheap station. No, we need the piggies to flow, don't we? Ooh, you're good. You're good for freight. Think of freight we do a lot of. you. We're going to have a lot of you. We know that. Crafty. And what's this? Thorn grows at long last. Took its time, but we got it. Jake, you should check your city platforms to see if they're worth expanding. I'll get loads of messages about trains having to wait on each other, then I'll know they're worth expanding. That said though, why is there a lot of waiting here? Oh, it's because of the way these guys merge. It's, ooh, it's really backing things up. Probably because I send so much traffic into Ebbing. It should speed up a bit when I start upgrading my trains, because this is a problem. This slow incline here is causing everything to back up. So I'm not worried about it because, hey, there's Odin.
I would have chosen something far more exquisite.
Faster and almost twice as powerful. Let's hope this isn't going to break the bank. Replace everything with Odin. Completely affordable. Great. Now, even though this looks really backed up, I'm fairly confident things will pick up. Oh, right, you're waiting. Now, this is what I mean by it being inefficient. If I'd set these up for their particular stations, they wouldn't have to wait on that. I could make a better, more efficient run, but I don't want to. Sounds like a lot of work. Also, invalid train line or rail line. Why? Because you're ebbing to nowhere, and you are Kongsberg to nowhere. Why? Why? What happened? Where should you be going? I don't like this. But I'll just... Oh, maybe it added trains to lines that I had previously gotten rid of? That makes even less sense. I don't know, but I'm sure if there's a problem, I'll come to realize it in due time. I should check that this... Ah, well, here's one of my problems. The cattle only goes to Danzig, and I know I want it to Ebbing, because Ebbing drinks milk now. So I don't know why I had an invalid route all of a sudden. But honestly, it doesn't matter. Odin, bring that milk. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I think the milk one goes back and forth already. Discard changes. Discard those changes. And grab that new train of mine. And just... Oh my days, this is an unpleasantly long list to manage. There we go. Just get rid of that train that I'm not even using. Oh well, if there are problems, I'm sure they'll come to light in due time. Get ourselves a serious engineer and throw him onto pretty much anything. I feel like I'm getting the same music just pounding through over and over on this. I need to sort out a better playlist for this game, since I'm going to be listening to it a hell of a lot, I'm sure. This is a good connection bonus. It's going to pay for the otherwise quite expensive route that goes across here. And given the contours down here, I don't think we're going to come out the other end of you anytime soon. Maybe there were extra trains you hadn't sold, Jake, but check your supply lines and make sure... Make a few more. You need to move people and goods. I always need to move people and goods. I'm not going to sweat over it. Right, Breslau. Yeah, I think you're going to be a relative dead end, so I don't mind having you as a small train station for now. And you'll connect up to this in a Y formation. And it's fine because I'll get the parallel bonus track on it, and it's okay. Oh, cripes, that's right where my supply bit is. That's a bit of a pain. Oh well, just carve you in like so. Wrong side. Hopefully I have enough space to merge you in here. I do, good. And I wonder if I could actually curve you around enough here. No, probably not worth it. Probably not worth it at all. Even though this is a big waste of space. It's a huge waste of space, actually. I don't like this. How curvy can you get? That's a bad place for getting your supplies back. But I have a solution to that. It's called goodbye. And we'll just move it down the ways. Make sure that we're signaled up explicitly and not implicitly. Should be fine. Since there's a supply tower on both sides of this, I think. There isn't, but there is. You shouldn't need a supply tower coming this way. And Breslau is already on the up, which is nice. It's going to need grain from Gecker Farm, so I'll sort that out as well, with good old Odin. And also set up new lines that just connect you to these adjacencies. To Lisa. And to Oplin, and that should be fine. Now, those piggies need to make their way over to Lisa and to Orlov, and we can sort that out. Hell, I'm doing pretty damn good on the money, so this should be okay. Little tempted to give you a double train station. Yeah, I just don't think a single one's going to manage everything coming through, and it's nice to be future-proofed like so. Let's avoid the contours.
Did you just claim another city again?
Even he's getting tired of this. I'll keep the upper connect. There we go. I smell bridges. No, it's just earthworks. Okay. You know, it's a good feeling when your eyes are weighing really heavily, when your eyelids are weighing really heavily on your face. You really want to close them and fall asleep, but the game you're playing is so good that the idea of stopping to sleep just feels like an insult against it. I'm very tired. I've had a very active day today. I went out cycling, swimming, sunbathing, even had a double session of outdoor lifting. It was good. But game's so good and desire to build railways so strong. How can I not? I understand that feeling. Sign of a great game, says Brute Queen. Tell us, Brute, what are the last 3 games that made you feel that way? Well, let's not single out Brute. Let's throw the floor over to anybody. What are the 3 games that you can think of that have recently made you feel that way? Game too good that you don't want to sleep? I've played a lot of games. Odds are I'll know them. Small train station should suffice here. I wonder if I could connect you up from... Oh, yeah, that works quite well, actually. Disco Elysium, Kaiserreich, really? I guess it takes all sorts. Vicky 2 with the Empire Total War, and Banished surprises me a lot there, because Banished is hardly the biggest, baddest game around. It's a game I think is very easy to let go of. But yeah, different things for different folks. Ooh, they don't like this, do they? Could I connect you up like so, though? That's a no. But it could be a yes. It's not a yes. It's far from a yes, because I connected up the wrong part here. This is my problem with the S bending. Total War Warhammer 2. Now I can see Total War Warhammer being an addictive game, but it's still not for me. People bring it up quite often when I talk about strategy games that we could consider for the channel, but I mean it, Total War and me do not get on. There's another way that I can fit you in here. There we go. Get ourselves some lovely explicit signaling on both sides. Not even sure if they can take it over here though. Not really. In fact, you're not even... There we go. Now you're more explicit. Good. Ostrov and Lisa. Might have to just go back and forth. You're just so close to Ostrov that it barely makes sense to do that. But they do eat their piggies, don't they? Yeah. 2.4 monthly demand. You know what? Monthly demand's quite low. I'm sure we could go back and forth with the piglets here. Oh, well, I'm also low on Odin's. Alternatively, I could just make sure that you're always full when you go to Ostrov. That might mean a long wait for you, though, but throughput-wise, it shouldn't be a concern. And there is enough space for you to hold out here, I think. Maybe not. Alright. That's a bit excessive, but do it that way. In my opinion, the internal cheating that happens in Total War Warhammer instead of the actual AI implementation really ruins the fun to be had. I got nothing to say. I mean, I don't care for Total War, and I anti-care for Warhammer. Like, it's just... I played Warhammer as a kid, and that's where Warhammer will stay. My Blood Angel army. We had some good runs, but... yeah, it's a game for kids, right? Dom 5, I see listed there now. Dom 5. That game can dominate even a day off for me. It's kind of unhealthy. Not to Opaline, Jake. Did I send it to Opaline? No, I'm certain I didn't send it to Opaline. Nope, I sent it over to Lisa, where it needs to be. Good. How young a kid? I must have played that when I was between... maybe 8 and 14 years old. Ah man, back then you got your models made out of lead. They had some heft to them. Pretty young for Warhammer.
Informed me that you need to urgently clean up your research department. Those secret construction plans are lying all over the place.
Jokes on Palm. She got a 100 innovation point bit of research. Complete waste of a spy. I mean, it's better than it failing, but it's still pathetic. But pathetic as Palm through and through. Right. Everywhere I have connected up are growing like weeds. This is a good day for us. I can't believe that auto-assign thing doesn't pay attention to how they work together, though. If it did, I would use it, but it doesn't, so I don't. Certain people will conflict when they try to work together, and you have to micro them away, and that is micro hell, unfortunately. What can I still provide you to help you grow? If you had pastries, would be good. I'm not sure if I want to...
Everything is going well for you at the moment.
Yes it is. Thanks for noticing. Oh my, this thing is stacked. Why is it showing best per month? I swear it showed everything in weeks before, but now it doesn't. It's not unthinkable to build myself up another industry up here, but I'll pass. I'd rather have the AI do it for me so I don't have to pay up early. I'd rather pay up late. Still, you just don't have a lot of pastries for export, that's the thing. But your monthly demand is 7? Why is everything showing it monthly now? It showed it weekly before. Time goes faster in this than before. No, oh yeah, that's likely it, isn't it? So a week is a month, meaning we are going 4 times faster. Right here I was thinking about weeks, but now we're dealing in months. Still, I think this place is well connected up with the wheat. No, there's no stock in the city of it. How? You are adjacent to where you get the... Oh, I see now, I see. It is too small. This place is simply too small. You're going to dump all that wood. And then I'm going to close you up. I wonder if I could actually delete these bits of road right now. Well, not road, but rail. Can't be reached, but you will be as soon as I dump all this junk. There we go, make the money, kill this thing. Now, let's pay attention to what this says. The station will be deleted from all train lines which include it. If no new station is constructed, something 12 months. Okay. Now what I'm curious about is, are we going to get that train back? Also, it makes sense to finally use a terminal station here. I know they're expensive. They are very expensive, kind of not worth... Oh my god, terminal station with signaling is 300k. This is hard to justify. It also doesn't show the range of it. When I build a train station, it shows how much it includes there. But I'm never going to want to pop out the back here. Never ever. So a terminal with signaling control might make more sense. But... I think I'll make do with the large train station for now. Complete with glorious signaling control. I shouldn't need to worry about doubling up a city with stations for a while yet, though.
It's worth reconsidering that decision.
No, it's not. There we go. Now you should be good to keep going. I wonder about the train that I annihilated, though. I hope it still works. Oh yeah, I think it was that wood one, which now isn't doing a whole lot of anything. Got ourselves a conductor. You know what, that little one that we saw? The little one that could? Oh no, conductors help with express lines, so... What's a Danzig to anywhere else line? Danzig to Elbing? Ooh, making the sweet money. And it already has a conductor. Well then, show me. Show me the balance books. Show me the high-flying money makers. And enjoy your new conductor. So, Raja Ion _ says, Jake, I'm sure you get this question a ton, but first stream I've been able to catch in a while. Well, welcome. Welcome back. What are your thoughts that we've seen on Victoria 3? So, Paradox released Crusader Kings 3. It was a big jump up in the kind of quality that Paradox can produce with the new game.
Thanks for your work.
Again, they took the useless one. It was kind of unprecedented how much of a step up it was. I am hopeful that we see that same level of care and dedication put into Victoria 3. Hopeful. I'm not confident in it because, let's face it, CK3 could have been a one-off. Once Paradox starts consistently putting out that kind of quality, then I can start having a bit more faith and that's how things are going to go. But not yet, not before. I'm actually really starting to think that Elbing needs a second station. There's so much going through it here. I could split off here and have a second line that just goes through it. But it's growing too big for everything here. I mean, there's also a thought that I could do a bypass for it. But lots of things actually deliver to Elbing as well. So another large station with signaling control. Wait, a large station? Yeah, large. Why not? Go large or go home. There's still Imperator to keep in mind. Yeah, but Imperator... Probably can't talk about it, right? But drawing a parallel between Imperator and CK3 can't be done. No way, no how. Right, let's have these guys go together then. And you'll be the tighter one, so in you go. Last patch of EU4. Yeah, but EU4 is a... it's an old product. Ugh, Christ. Now I'm back in worky speak. Product. It kind of disgusts me to talk about a game as a product. I mean, they are, but it feels like they're more than that. Still, I'm getting distracted here. Point is, it's... What was my point? I'm hopeful about Vicky 3. It also feels nice to be able to say Vicky 3. If I'd ever accidentally said Vicky 3 on stream before, cribbins, people wouldn't shut up about it. But if I feel that way, just imagine how the devs feel about it. Right, hopefully that should improve the throughput, but it might actually cause problems as well. Nah, surely not. How could this possibly cause problems? Is Gemcraft on the soon-to-be-played list? I don't really have a soon-to-be-played list. Even if I really want to play a certain game, say for a weekly one-shot or the like, I still have to give consideration to the time that it takes. And really what I'm in the mood for. Okay guys, you want to take the... Oh, well, you're not going to take that if this guy's in the way. Maybe I need to get better at figuring out how these work. But once I have dedicated freight lines, which I swear will happen eventually, this kind of thing should be less of a problem. I suppose part of the problem is as well that anybody wanting to actually go from here to here actually comes and cuts through things a lot. Pretty sure you have to manually assign trains to use the second station. Really? Oh, I thought they'd use any station here. Oh well, here's somebody that's going through. But that's because they are, they're going back to this preserve. Well, this might help or it might do nothing.
Thank you for letting me have your staff, sweetheart.
Now, I've never really used the bandits. I don't know if I get anything out of them. I guess they just cost my competitors money. Which is probably not good news for them. Okay, our value is going sky high. It's very tempting to kill BT, so we don't have to worry about her at all. But buying her out is... that's half of my company right there. Even if I liquidate everything she has, it's not going to work so well for me. Signal controls only affect trains within its own switch system. I don't actually understand what you mean by that. Let's look at this, for example. Oh, snap. You do choose which of these it goes to. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, well, I guess I can switch one of them out to be Ebbing 2 at least. Dang, I was hoping it would just pick the most convenient one, but no. No, it doesn't. Which kind of makes building this a waste of time. Jake, you need the smaller rail lengths and interchanges to be at least a full train length, otherwise deadlocks occur, such as the tail end of a... Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm just not sure I want to fix it right now. I think I'd rather just build up more of the track, and then when I have tons of money, just largely uproot this and make a new track. So maybe I should stop feeding Ebbing so much. Actually, that means I don't want... this was not a good investment with that in mind. What about that train that I got rid of then? Well, hopefully it'll say invalid route sometime and then I can go and check over and fix it. Slow guy. Is this the slow one that we heard about before? Oh, bad conflict. And you've already gone. Well, we'll find someone eventually. There you go. Connection bonus for Berlin. You tempt me greatly. In fact, you tempt me so much. Actually, now that I'm in spitting distance of Berlin... Thanks for that. We should reward Berlin, shouldn't we? Not with that, though. I feel like I said I wasn't going to do this. But I'm doing it anyway. At least this way I'll be able to keep in mind that Berlin is a no-go. There we go. No one's allowed in Berlin. Now they can get through this, but good luck trying. It's got the Brandenburg Gate, meaning more people want to go there, but our job is to not have Berlin have people in it. I don't know how low the population can go. I mean, we've had populations of 0 in the campaign, thanks to Promenade Point. But we'll see what can be done here. If you put 2 stations there, the AI can't get in. I know. But I want to give the AI the chance to go there if they want. It would feel a bit too cheap if I actually just hard-locked them from not going in. And as we can see, my threshold for being too cheap is vast. There's wool here to link up, but my god, the contours. They scream no thank you. There's more milk down there, I see that. But I'm kind of generally more interested in linking up more and more cities. A Rostock here with Stettin, yeah, but there's no pastries to go around for anybody. Oh, jings, what do they get? Wood and fruit, lucky beggars. I could head down to Brandenburg, which does the pastries. So is Magdeburg. It feels a little basic that you have this pastry and sausage combo. I guess if nothing else, I could link you together and you will both eat delicious pigs. In fact, you are in desperate need of more pigs, so it would be very prudent for me to go over to Rostock and connect you guys up. I'll get on that then. Train station, signaling control. Have you in there? It's a bit of an extra expense, but it's a bit of an extra expense I don't mind having. I want to connect you up. Oh, Stettin is not good enough. Away you go. Oh wait, was it ever actually connected up? I just saw that piece of line there. It's been growing, sure, but maybe I've been letting poor Stettin down. Yeah, I'll connect you up with the relatively higher parts. Pretty sure it was connected. If you say so. I'll trust your sight more than mine. If I'm ever getting a bless for myself, it's not spirit sight. Ooh, this is grim. This is extremely bloomin' grim. Let's try to ease things out a bit. Nobody needs this many earthworks. 15%? 16%? Yeah, I'll take a bit of earthwork there to avoid such a massive... Oh boy, could we just maybe pull you out a bit? Avoid all this nonsense. That's an expensive line to do, but it's also probably worth it. Besides, the bank is largely fueling this. Oh, that's bad. Fortunately, it's quite easy to fix, but it still feels bad. It's such an easy mistake to do, to put your signals the wrong way around. Fortunately though, since I'd already built the tracks there, that's all I needed to fix it. And there we go. Now we continue to go the Queen's Way. It just needs a wee bit of supplying, probably on both sides, because I'm going to have goods come from both sides. Stick you there. Stick you here. And now wheat to both, especially to Stettin. Okay, not really. None of these people are desperate for wheat. How are you on wheat? Surprisingly low on it. What's going on? You make tons per month. You're going to Landsberg? Okay, well they're going to get more en route, no problem. Still, this wheat farm will supply both of these. The pigs will supply both of these, and they will they'll go between each other. Great. Odin, get on the case. They don't have goods for each other, but they should have nice express passengers and mail. And of course, Stettin's already connected up with the or are you? Did I kill those connections? Oh, so I never actually had Landsberg to Stettin Express, or if I did, I killed it. No kidding, just lots and lots of trains is the way to victory, and I still feel like I don't make enough trains. Just a wee train station here. You know, this is almost therapeutic. I don't know what it's like to watch this, but when I consider that there are people out there who have watched the entire run-through of the Patrician 4 Perfect Hansa 4 times, then I think, yes, there must be people out there who also find this therapeutic. It's why one of the answers allowed for the channel survey is sleeping aid. I mean, I get that. I used to fall asleep to the radio. So go figure, some people fall asleep to this kind of stuff. What abuses me more is occasionally getting a YouTube comment that says, this such and such woke me up. The idea that we have something nice and quiet going on and suddenly a big moment causes people to stir awake, well, it amuses me. Many things do. This will need a dedicated Odin each, maybe. They both consume the meat, so I'll sort them out. It's going to change quite a bit once I have enough money to start uprooting all existing industry, because there's so many pigs going around. I might not want so many sausage factories, because it's going to fill it all up. I'm going to need more sauerkraut, more lederhosen, more, what's that stuff we crunch up and put into our sauerkraut? Ah yes, more feldspar factories. There are people out there who watched all of Nancy Drew, Jake. That's someone watched Patrician 4. I watched all of Nancy Drew. I kind of had to. I wanted to, so it's not like this is something I was forcing upon myself, but, you know, I made all these people do it. It makes sense that I should be sticking around to watch it as well. Okay, you go to Rostock, but not to Stettin. I think Stettin already gets itself some piggies. Possibly from here. But I think it'll be okay to give them even more pigs. One thing I'm really, dare I say, proud of this channel is that anybody can step up and be a part of it. I have multiplayer games up that people can join in on. And if people want to do their own streams, I don't have any problem with people showing off what they do here as well. And that's given rise to a bunch of people within the community that have got their own pretty successful streams going. We've got Nitro, got JJ, even Baron Von Own. Joke of a man that he is at video games. Like, I've never seen anyone so incompetent at anything they do, video games wise, that is. But sure enough, he sticks to streaming, he does it well, and just kind of grows the ecosystem. Feels like the wrong word to use, but the feeling is there. Makes it feel like more than just one guy's weird obsessive streams. Kind of makes it into everything I've always really wanted. I've always been a big fan of IRC communities, and I've gone and built up the modern equivalent. It feels good. It feels not just good, but fulfilling. Much like building all these railway lines, man, I am feeling dangerously happy with how this is going. It feels kind of sandbox, but that's not too bad a thing. Glorious. I think it is auto-placing these such that a full train shouldn't cause a backup. But I'm not sure. If I place them first and then put these Y things in, I think they may still cause backups. But well. Have you a sense of pride and accomplishment? An enormous one, Volante. Alright, Odin, get Loco. These people probably don't need so much grain. So it's probably not too bad a deal if you just do it like that. Choo-choo. Yeah, go for it. And there is a supply tower here and a supply tower there, so you'll all be good for it. Not to mention one of the largest Dom 5 streamers, Tyrion. Like, you could probably get 5 viewers for a Dom 5.
It won't bother you that my spy took a quick look around your research department.
Well, that's not very PC. You're not allowed to own people. Oh, well, it's 1837. Sweet. Main engineer. That, oh, that is so good. More innovation points. Yes, please. That's not a big gain of them. In fact, you could even say it's a tiny gain of them. That's going to add up. Yeah, probably with 5 viewers, you could end up being one of the top Dom 5 streamers. But the point is made, you know, Tyrion's another guy. He lurked for years. Perfect. Lurkers are the highest form of life in a community. Because they don't flamboyantly jump in, swinging aside their obnoxiousness for everyone to roll their eyes at. No. They acclimatize before they join in. And that might sound very elitist, because it is. It's good. Gatekeeping is like an immune system for a community. Right, sheep's wool. We're starting to get demands for sheep wool, and the very idea that you get that without them going along my rail network is unforgivable. Maybe we interest you in a university in Elbing. I would quite like a lot of universities. 200,000 though. But, innovation points. Innovation points are good. Wait, did I actually afford that? Wow, cool. Danzig, can you afford one? Not yet, but you are still up and coming. That is excellent. Now later on I should be able to tear down that university once I've researched to my heart's content and then move along. Stettin grows further, but I need to grow more south. I've already made a double line through here. It would make sense to branch it off. That way I can connect to Grootbus. And yeah, we need to get onto the Brandenburg. It's just where around here eats piggies. I might have to bring Stettin. I might have to bring Stettin's pigs down to Brandenburg and to Grootbus and have something of a triangle trade going on. Speaking of the foreign workers stolen. But Dresden is here. And Leipzig. I could make them all come together. Okay, I'm going to call it there. This has been almost too much fun, but my body is screaming at me to go and get some sleep. So, oh jinx, I've not been saving often. This will continue on for as long as it needs to continue on, and that might be a dangerously long time. What I will do with this save is I'm going to rename a lot of these places, because I have people that support me on Patreon, they get their names shoved into the games that I play, and there've been a lack of games that facilitate that lately, but now, you know, they probably wanted to be like State of Decay 2 Survivors or Xenonauts shooters, but no, they get to be a lumber farm in northern Germany. Oh, the disappointment that must bring brings me great amusement. But I'll set about that in my coming days off, and we shall continue this, and Rune Factory, and more weekly one-shots, and whatever else comes our way, starting next week on Wednesday. So it's a cheers from me, a cheers from all of Germany, which makes up most of the chatters here, and a cheerio.